content over everything.
Yeah. So all the guys can actually click in the link section to your thing and follow, yeah?
100.
Yeah? But fine, we've got a guest now, family. We're going to jump in now to the scheduled thing.
Shaka, big up Shaka.
I think you need to come in the centre for this one, Black Man.
You was there for the first
No,
time.
you need to come central, Black Man. You need to come in the centre.
You was here
No,
when we
Raven,
had
you come on the other
this
side,
debate
innit?
last
Yeah?
time. You was here when we had this debate.
Yeah, go. I'm listening first, and then I'll let them go in. And then
So let me introduce you. So basically, me and Black Van Man, we've been speaking online and things, and we have a bit of disagreement on what might be best for black people collectively. But there's been a revolution or a new thought that Black Van Man has gone through, and he wanted to tell me live.
Black Man is evolving.
Yeah. So what is it that what changes happening?
He's putting new meaning into that black in the part of in the van, man. You know what I'm saying? We're saying it's more than the van. That's just black right now.
We had a discussion the other day. My bone of contention was you was doing the black betterment building thing.
Co-unity spend.
Co-unity spend. Training black people to
shop
with black businesses.
That's right. Yes.
Quite basically.
Yes.
And I was like, why is everybody invited? And you said only white people weren't invited.
I said anyone can come along and spend their money, but we're focusing on training black people how to shop and look for black businesses. So anyone can use their money, but we are focusing on getting the black people to think, because the primary is a training thing, not the profit. The primary is training. That's what it is.
So you would, or white people invited?
So it's not invited. What I'm saying is anyone can come along and spend their money.
Yeah, we dealt with this before, you know.
Yeah.
I was here for this one.
Yeah.
We dealt with
Could have
this.
been put out a lot of people on that.
Here's the difference. There's the difference between being welcome and being invited. Invited is the act of the part of the people who are organising whatever the thing is. So if I have a wedding, I think I gave this example before, right? All right. Now, no, seriously, right? And you're a family member, all right. Now, like if I haven't given you an invitation, for whatever reason, let's say my family's big, and I gave an invitation to cousin so-and-so, but I missed that cousin so-and-so. It doesn't mean that cousin so-and-so is not welcome, they just never got the invitation. They weren't invited. Does that make sense?
I'm just saying.
All right, hold on, wait, one second. Now, there's another thing whereby when you're talking about like for example, I was at an event on Sunday, right? Saturday, sorry. I was helping to film the event, right? And the event was the hidden science of black women's health. So the event is aimed at black women. There were very few men in the place. They weren't unwelcome, but they weren't the target market. Does that make sense? Right? You see what I'm saying? Right? So the point is that this event was about black women focusing on black women's health. There were man them there. Some women brought their partners along. And I prayed because I had a little bit of a leeway. I had to big up the man them that came with their woman. You know what I'm saying? Say, yo, big up the man them because it's important that we come and learn about our women's health. I think that's important, isn't it? Yeah. So for this now, it's focusing on black people learning to spend with black businesses, because it's not a practice that we find, it's not a habit that we engage in organically at the moment. No. So we've got to develop programs here. So we're trying to develop programs for black people to do that. Yes. This is not an issue that concerns non-black community. Doesn't concern them. We're not stopping anybody from coming to the store.
All right, let me just say something.
But this issue doesn't concern them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an offensive thing. It's nothing to do with we don't want you to come. We're focusing on our community.
All right, I'm just going to say one thing. Don't you think, I agree with the point of saying you want black people to spend in black businesses and get used to spending in black businesses and stuff.
If you agree, then we don't have to have a debate.
No, don't you think that it's bad for business when you say everybody's not invited?
For co-unity spend. It would be bad for the business if they are not. It may be if they do not want non-Africans or non-black people to come into their business. That may be the case. That's not the case. Okay. It's cool. It's like water. You know what I'm saying? It's breeze. You know what I'm saying? And everything there, right? But so that you might be correct. If I'm selling, yam and banana and general groceries, it might be good for business. And I'm in Peckham. And there's bare people of all kind of communities there. It would be hold on a second. It would be good for that business that everybody's welcome into that business. If I'm selling soap and toilet paper and whatever,
anything,
everybody uses toilet paper and soap. Yeah? Well, everybody should use toilet paper and soap. Most people do, right? So it'll be good for that business if everybody comes into that business. Yeah? Be good.
Sorry.
Yeah? Right. So that'd be good, innit? Yeah. Right. So, and the point is that the business itself is not excluding anybody from coming in the business. Everybody's welcome to come into that business. Yeah. The point of co-unity spend is to focus on black people and black businesses. That's all it is.
Can't you do both at the same time?
No.
You can't do, it's business though, bro.
It heavily undermines the concept. The primary concept is black people not naturally looking to actually support black businesses. So that means it's no longer appealing for young black people to get into that kind of business because they don't have the kind of community support that other communities have. That's why it's a psychological training, right? But you said that there was a revelation that came to your head about something I was saying.
Yeah.
So what was that revelation?
In the fact of where you said black people are collectively inferior.
Right.
You made that statement.
I have made that statement.
That's your revelation?
I don't.
That's your revelation.
Listen.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, listen to me.
Okay.
It's an anticlimax.
Listen.
I thought you were going to tell me that you've been reading Malcolm.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree that other races see us
I'm not
at the bottom of the pile. That's as far as I'm willing to go.
I'm saying,
I don't
Yeah,
see
he's
myself.
saying more than that though.
I'm saying that slightly more. I'm saying, and that's going to happen. I'm saying collectively, the way you behave, isn't in our own self-interest, and because of that, we are further going back.
I'd agree with that statement there as well.
But your issue is the use of the term inferior. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, and I might not use the term inferior, but I know what he means when he says it, so I'm not going to challenge
I know,
it.
but not everybody
You know what I'm
does know what you mean when you say it, though, innit?
No, but I think he's clear though. I think
like we're collectively very powerful. We're collectively very powerful in so many things.
Let me tell you how I understood it when Raven said it. Because he said black people are collectively, not individually, and not by nature.
I know.
Right? He's talking about in terms of our behaviour patterns, how we operate as a group. But because we don't operate as a group in ways that collectively empower ourselves, we collectively are making ourselves inferior to other people who tend to collectively act as a group. So our group interest is not being manifested on the world stage because we're not acting as a group. You know what I'm saying? So our collective organisation is putting us in an inferior position, politically, economically, and sociologically. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so inherently, we are not inferior. No. If we were to organise, then we wouldn't be inferior. So co-unity spend is one initiative that is designed to help us move from an inferior mentality to a empowered mentality of the fact that we actually have people in our community that have businesses, and these people that have businesses are an example of how we can empower ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? If we were to support them. Then it's an example. The business in and of itself is not empowerment unless there is a community around those businesses. So we're trying to develop a community around those businesses.
That's a good, because my children, I teach them that they can do anything just as the next race next to them. Can start their own business, they can do whatever they can.
Yes.
Sky's the limit.
Yes.
Don't you think that this is a dangerous narrative that you're painting for the black children growing up in the fact of like just saying we're collectively inferior and we're
well, there has to be a context to every conversation. Right?
That's why I would say the people. That's why I would say people, other races see us as collectively.
Kind of a danger
in itself, yeah. Why are you putting limits on the youth then for?
You're saying
The sky's not the limit. The universe is abundant, my G. How much galaxies there are in the universe? Yeah. Why is the sky the limit? The sky is only a reflection of where we are on Earth right about now. You get me? I'm a universal man, you know, right? You know what I'm saying? So how much galaxies there are? The universe is expanding. You get me? So
one of the problems I have when it comes to black people come together is like words of our action, and sometimes because we're very poetical, we can say very poetically nice things and then go home.
True.
Yeah, and this is the problem. So you've just said some things like, no, we're good, we're this, we're that, and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, but what are we actually doing to manifest that?
Where are we actually?
Yeah, what are we actually doing? Yeah,
You
talk about game.
You can do anything. Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
You got to
So
do better. You got to teach the youths.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that's all words. But
And
right now,
so-
right now, that's words. Okay, that's words.
You're
And
giving them
co-unity
a
spend is the action.
Right.
See?
So you should bring your children to co-unity spend
Yeah.
so that they can see black people operating in business and black people operating and supporting those businesses. And that will give those children a sense of empowerment, especially in a world that continuously reinforces negativism in relation to blackness. To come and see black people that's operating in a positive mentality. Yeah?
It's bad for business when you own.
No. It's bad for business when black people say that it's bad for business.
Yes.
Black people should come and support the business,
Yeah.
right? And because nobody is gonna see.
Shouldn't we teach our
Let me show you something,
children?
black man. Yeah. If somebody walks past right and sees 100 black people in a black business, nobody's gonna think, you know what? Too many black people in that business.
Shouldn't
I
we
shouldn't
just
go in
teach
there.
the children? Yeah. Shouldn't
They
we
might.
teach
I really don't want them
children?
anyway. Let them think. Yeah. Let Tommy Robinson think what he wants to think. Right. My point is that if like,
children?
say again.
Shouldn't we teach the children?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying to you,
Wait,
to
let
bring
me
the children
finish.
along. Go on.
Shouldn't we teach the children,
Yeah.
just to be entrepreneurs and how to have the best price, literally, so you can be competitive,
Yes.
regardless of your race,
All right. Yes,
regardless of
yes,
your
yes.
colour,
All right.
regardless of your creed.
It's a good point
just
that
to
you
be a
made.
good
It's a good point that you
businessman.
made.
I tell him it's not
Yeah.
a good point, but this is some utopian stand.
No.
some utopian
No,
thing
you just gotta be
coming
I
out.
agree with you.
Bruv, you just gotta be real.
Gotta
Yes,
be real,
yeah, we
yeah.
should teach. We should teach our children to be entrepreneurs. But you can't send them into the world blindly. Like it's all gonna be. It's all
Can't
gonna
keep
be
doing it like
nice.
that. It's not
It's
like
not
that.
all gonna be
It's not
nice.
gonna be
fam.
like that.
If you want to show your children to be entrepreneurs,
Yes.
these are what this co-unity spend is a method in which to teach them
Method,
that.
right.
Yeah.
So why are you
Right.
opposed
So your
to
children
that
are going to
method?
come and see black
I'm
people
not
in
opposed to the
business.
method. I was
Alright,
opposed to
let me
the
show
fact
you.
that
Let me
you said,
let me show you what Eesa saying on a
white
deeper
people
level.
ain't invited.
Let me show you what Eesa saying on a deeper level.
Shaka
Yeah?
said-
Hold on. Let me show you what Eesa saying on a
Back it
deeper
up.
level. Yeah. You see about having the best price. Yeah. Because what Raven is saying is right. There's a context to everything. There's a context to even being able to have the best price. Yeah. One of the reasons why oftentimes you find black businesses, their price is a little bit more than others, is because because they're buying as an individual business, their margins are often larger. So they have to charge a little bit more to make back up their money.
It's any independent business.
Listen. No, it's not because not all independent businesses operate as individual businesses. So if you look at the hair care industry, a lot of the people, let's say for example, it's obvious that the Asian community has cornered the market on the hair care industry in London, and other cities, right. But I'm focused on London at the moment, And in an area, oftentimes what takes place, is that those Asian businesses are able to charge at a lower rate. Let's say there's like one black woman, like for example in Westfield Road in Tottenham, there's like one black woman who sells hair care products, and a number of different Asians. Oftentimes what you find is that those Asians are buying their products together. Does that make sense? Yeah? So when they buy, they're supplying more than one shop, which means that they're able to buy a greater quantity and their unit cost is lower.
It's just capitalism, though, isn't it?
But no, it's not. But it's not capitalism. It's group economics because they're buying as a group. Does that make sense? Are you deep in what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
Right. So I'm saying to you, when you talk about being able to provide the best price, this is why co-unity spend is important, because not only are we heightening the community's awareness of black businesses, we're actually heightening black businesses' awareness of each other, and hopefully developing a mentality in which whereby black people will actually be able to not only have businesses but be able to collaborate in their businesses to be able to provide the community lower prices. Does that make sense? I'll tell you better than that. My family used to own a shop here, and we used to get African designer wear from Ghana, right? And what we realised doing that business here, because we have to get shipments in. And when you get shipments in, like big shipments, you have to go to a freight company, right? Who control like the customs and them kind of things there, right? So what we realised is not only were the shops owned by one community, but the freight companies are run by the same community that are running the shops.
Where can you? What
So
country
hold
can you
on.
go?
We go down to pick up a big barrel of gums, and we're seeing yam and mango, and all the things that we buy from other communities that are our food. Are you following me? But the same people that are running the warehouses and all these things are the same people that we buy the food from. So there's obviously there's a chain of businesses that is running by a community supporting and going into business with each other. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
From the front end to the back.
From the front end to the back end. Yeah? And I walked in there and I was like, rah, after you sing that, but I can't wait, this is our food, you know, I can't wait selling it. And then at another point, you have to respect the people in their organisation. I say, your boy, respect to that. Say again?
They're doing good business.
They're doing community business. It's not just good business, it's community business. Because they said, we're going to support the people in our community. So they got children, and they already had a community spend. And people had children like yours, and they brought them to the community spend and said, this is how we're going to do business in our community. And those children grew up learning how to do that.
I just think people, if you're a businessman and you're and you look at the world that way, you're just
look at the world what way?
Bro, in the fact of that you're only saying that black people are invited and other people are.
This is one initiative, bro. This is called unity.
That's the only thing that
that's
I've
what.
got a problem
No,
with, bro.
but nobody creating a business.
You need to say everybody's
but nobody's
invited,
creating a business.
You need to look. Sorry, bro. You need to look past it, bro. What you're saying, black man, yeah, it's kind of hollow, cuz. We are not. He's saying everyone is welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah? If it bothers you that much, yeah.
If it bothers you that much, invitation and welcome.
bro. Like I said,
yeah, there is.
If I have a family, business though, Shaka.
It is. It's very good for business.
Everybody welcome.
It's good for black business. It is.
If you see the Chinese restaurant, they don't accept. Like everybody's welcome.
Have you ever been into a Chinese restaurant, yeah, and seen a non-Chinese person working in there?
Yeah, I think I have.
I haven't.
I think
I've never seen non-Chinese employees in a Chinese restaurant. I've not seen it.
Rarely seen.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Run West Caribbean.
He's working with them and stuff.
I went to a
Jamaican shop, you see black
Chinese shop up the
people.
road the other day, bro.
Yeah.
And the experience man felt, bro. Even though man spent 2 bills between 6 of us.
Yeah.
They make you know, bro.
Yeah.
See, like you could be giving them peas,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
from your black man,
Yeah.
your pound is not worth the pound from my own country.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you based on,
Yeah.
I'm telling you based off of the customer service we receive,
Right.
yeah, the looks we got,
Yeah,
the service, everything from start to finish.
I've received some terrible customer service.
That's what I believe,
Yeah.
bro. It's some, like if I could just film it and show it to you,
Yeah.
you see it. It's not there's no need, bro. I'm not even trying to convince.
Putting out them signals,
BVM. I don't even know why, as black people, why we try to force it, bro. Listen, the thing is, the only reason why people really have an issue, and it's kind of our fault, is because we always have to chat about it in public, whereas other people just get on and do it. Yeah, no one like. The white person, he just shops normally with
osmosis.
Like when the policeman, then when they open up their little Polski skillet thing, the people just go there not normal. Like,
I'll tell you funny to me, yeah. So where I'm living, right, there's like a couple like off license on the road, yeah. And I walked it, so I usually go to one when I'm buying certain things. So I did that one, not do oyster. So I had to put my oyster, yeah. And I walked into the other one, right. And when I walked into the other one, right, I was like, rah, where have I seen this guy before? And I looked at him again, I think, but hold on, ain't that the same guy from the one down the road?
Alright.
The same people own the shop there, bro. Like, it's the same people, bro.
And you're saying like you will get looked at more than any
that's
other
one
race
facet, bro.
Say that again. I missed that.
Like the security might look at you
more
than
that happens.
that
happens.
Eesa was just saying.
Yeah,
that's
that
what he was
happens.
just saying.
No, I was saying about the service. I was saying we were made to feel
you
as
get
though
treated
our money
differently.
is not the same as
Yeah.
the money of their own indigenous Chinese people who were there,
Yeah.
who they welcomed, smiled at, seated them first, make them feel welcome, sang songs for them when they left. As to them shimmying us out like you've been you've been here too long. So I'm saying.
Would you take that as straight away? Why would you take that as racism?
I'm saying that's one facet, bro.
Listen to this
guy.
guy.
I haven't said it's
Why
racist.
am I saying that's wrong? Why would you just say like it could just be just
what
like
they did to them, man?
You jumped.
It's the same
people.
You jumped. I never called it racism.
Tell me what you think
I never called it racism. I'm saying, that experience, would not have occurred if I was spending money with my own people then. It doesn't happen when I spend money with my own people then. Yeah, equal for all our faults and stuff, all our bad customer service. Black people give you bad customer service equally across the grain. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you could clearly. There's more interactions. I don't even want to go into it. There was things said, things done, and I don't want to. It's not necessary. What I'm saying though is like I can cite example Emmanuel's butcher, Ghanaian brother in Mitcham, and he's got a little couple of things there. So if you can go to Emmanuel's in Mitcham, butchers, sells plantain and all them little African, bro. it's sad for me, that I see people, of like our community that rather go to Morrison's, spend more with a chain than go into Emmanuel's. Emmanuel's is empty most time of the day. This is why we need these little initiatives to say, look, here's a brother from your community, help him to help you. His success is our success. That's all it is. It's not to say, fam, boycott the white man down the road.
We're not even saying that. This is not a boycott. It's not even a boycott, Black Van Man. This ain't a boycott.
I'm saying try and support local shops.
I'm saying
local shops.
People don't do that.
If you're in the shop, Shaka, and you got something in there, and I want to put,
I give thanks, Black Van Man, and we're just trying to make sure that we develop that sensibility across the community. That's what it is.
You have to consciously do it. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, in other communities, there isn't a black van man in other communities.
A lot of what you lot say about building up the community.
Did you understand?
Can I just put that out there?
Let me say, there isn't a black van man in other communities. Do you know what I mean? Pardon? What you're doing.
True.
This is true. In the other communities, they don't have their version of you.
All right, what am I doing?
Well, basically, you're coming up to, you're recognizing that black people are going through a challenge. When we collectively come together to fix it, you're throwing in caveats and.
Why are we only buying from other Asian wholesalers for?
No, Raven, you know what's deep?
Why are we doing that for? Bro, why don't we buy from black wholesalers and white wholesalers and everywhere kind of wholesalers?
Raven mentioned something though, and it's deep because BVM is not.
It's nothing wrong with black people supporting black people. I think you would naturally do it.
Good. So we look forward to seeing you at co-unity spending and bring your children along. Yeah, I'm sure your children have hair, so you can buy some hair products. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hair products are good. You know what I mean? You got some bits.
You know
what I mean?
So I'm saying, what I was saying is, not only is there not an alternative in other communities of BVM, but it seems like our community is saturated with brothers like BVM, and I'm saying that as someone who was previously there.
Well, I'm coming here.
Why don't we? I'm saying,
I come here.
Confession is good for the soul, brother.
Not that many people actually.
I just have to the Quran, but
a couple of
it is though
people
still.
will be here that share my sentiments. It seems like you lot all share the same sentiments.
I
might be the odd one out. These are things that I'm going through, and
you're not hearing what he's saying though. You're not hearing what he's saying though, innit?
Check my conversations.
We're praying that your evolution is like unto Eesa.
Listen, check my conversations with Raven, brother. I was the first, obviously being Muslim, obviously, you hear the spiel all the time. There's no racism, the whole ummah, all of that type of thing. When I heard the brother talking about black community, I was like, bruv, that sounds kind of exclusive. Why can't we just bring everyone in? Like, why can't we be, the bastions and, everyone? And slowly, the naivety wore away. I can see it. I can see amongst the people. I can see how, for example, the Kurdish community have their own things and they do, and they're not trying to bring man in, and they're not begging for your custom or whatever or your acceptance. They're doing their thing. Bengali community same, Pakistani community same.
And you said about masjid, and they're good with you, right? They're good with you. Everyone's blessed in the masjid, but they still got their thing, and that's all blessed. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Maji. It's what I'm trying to say, fam. There's nothing. I don't look at these communities and hate them and feel like they're terrible, right? Unless they mistreat man, I'm not in no problems with them, Maji.
Bro, I believe some of their business tactics should be replicated amongst them. We would be better off, if we stop trying to be the person like bringing together people that don't want to be brought together.
Let us break it down here. Some of these businesses, their number one clientele is black people, right? Yet we can't dominate in that same business. How does that make any sense?
You just got to start it.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
That's what we're doing here.
Just got to start
that's what we're doing here. So that's exactly. So what you just say?
Like we see things.
Pull up. What you just say? We just got to start it, yeah? Right. So there are people that are starting it. Now what we're trying to start is the sensibility among the community that says let's support those people. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a big challenge. You have to go talk to the black business, see the challenge they face day to day. And we recognise those challenges, so we're going to support them, as other communities do. And that's
other communities have to support them for them to stay viable.
But
let's start with our community. Because you see, if we can't get our own community to support our businesses, what chance do we have to get our community?
I'm not even convinced. I'm not convinced. In London, at least, in the major cities, I'm not convinced that us on our own as a black community is not enough to help.
I'm not convinced either.
I'm not convinced that we need every single person behind us to help us.
Have you ever been to, like, when was the last time? Where was the last time you bought a sari?
Never gonna buy a Sari.
But when was the last time you bought one? You ever bought a Sari before?
No.
No? I've never bought one. Right, for anybody, yeah? You know what I'm saying? I've never bought no form of Indian dress before, yeah? So there are, but I've been places like in East London and that, whereby you got whole rows full of
Green Street.
Indian, Green Street, them kind of places there, yeah? Right?
Well,
Right, just full of Indian, wait a second, just full, huh?
Go to in, bro.
Right? There's a place in West London as well.
Food shops all over the country though.
Southall, right? It's full of places where you can buy Indian textiles, Indian garms. Now, 9 times out of 10, the people that walk into those stores, yeah, are going to be other Indians, yeah? That's a fact, isn't it? I don't see it too.
South Asian.
Yeah, South Asian people, right? You know what I'm saying? In general, yeah, I agree. Thanks for the correction, yeah? Generally speaking, it's other South Asian people that are going to be walking into those businesses. So evidently, 90%, 99.9% of the people, of those businesses are surviving off of the
businesses though.
They're successful though.
Yeah, you can.
They're open for a very long time.
Business, but
yeah,
not,
I agree.
You're not,
so why can't we have successful niche businesses
you
in the
can
black
have successful
community?
niche businesses in the black community.
Why not?
But I'm saying, in just
you
business,
see, black hair, yeah? It's a niche product, you know.
Yeah.
You see that hair that we have? It's a
I
niche
don't
thing.
even want to show you the picture.
So
I
for
walked
that
into
reason-
Asda the other day.
Yeah.
Ethnic. Was it ethnic hair?
Yeah, right.
They just look. I was
Right,
like,
you see what I'm
nah,
saying?
come on, man.
It's a niche thing though. And I'm saying our niche here is $1 billion business. Billions of dollars are made annually off of just our hair.
And
Yeah?
we don't own the majority of shops that are catering to our needs. You see, this is a problem.
Simple. So somebody else has cornered the market on our niche.
Shouldn't more young black boys be going on like entrepreneurial courses or going to college to go and learn how to start businesses?
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
definitely part of the plan.
So we encourage all black parents to bring their black children
much do you have to buy
to
to run the
co-unity
club?
spend so that you can inspire their black children to get into business. And their black children are going to know, not only that their black children are going to know that there's a community that if they start their businesses, that's going to support them.
Bro, but you know what he just said?
Yeah.
That's weird because it just sounded like he was kind of on our page for a second.
Yeah.
He's saying teach the black
I
kids
agree with
how
some
to
of the
be
parts. I agree with some of the parts you're saying.
Yeah.
I disagree with the fact where you say white people are not invited. Where you differ. I'm not
No
gonna
one
say
said
white,
No one
but,
mentioned. No one mentioned.
All
other
right, here's the
religion.
problem, Black Van Man.
You see where you differentiate?
We're concerned with black people.
Yes.
You're concerned with white people.
I'm concerned
That's
with
the
everybody,
problem.
the poor people.
That's the problem. No,
I'm
because
concerned
if you
with
no,
poor people.
like you're not. Because if you
Yeah.
were concerned with everybody, then you
can't
wouldn't
tell
have
me
no
what I'm concerned
problems.
about.
No, but bro,
but
your own argument is giving the evidence of what it is. Because whenever we talk about black people, you're talking about white people.
Yeah.
Right? So if you was concerned with everybody, you're gonna say, all right, cool. I get it. That's all you have to say.
The contention I had was that everyone's not invited. That's a really bad business move to say that.
but
A lot of people.
We're not
watching
starting a business,
and
bro.
seeing that will be
We're putting forward an initiative to make black community aware of black businesses. This is not a business. It's not a business venture, right? It's just a project, a program. Yeah.
Let's just be pragmatic about things, yeah?
Okay.
No one says to Mary Curie, yeah, why are you only focused on cancer? Deal with Parkinson's and deal with MS and bro. Mary Curie is focused on that one thing, bro. Yeah, to specialize in that one thing. Trying to be what they say, king of what was it? Not jack of all trades, but king of none. Like you want to be, you want to special. If your attention, yeah,
Master of none.
is-
Master of none.
Sorry,
yeah, if your
let's let the white man interject.
Indeed.
if your attention
We
is
would allow that
divided, yeah?
just once, yeah? Don't make a habit of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
If you got
No,
plan A, B, and C, yeah,
Yeah.
you can only what put 33.3%. You can forget the percentage anyway. You can only divide it equally between those things.
Yes.
If you got one plan, that means you're putting your 100% in that one thing.
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to do, bro. We're not saying you can't do your thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like when we talk about we want to do our thing, people want to always juxtapose it to something else or polarize it. That you're pushing us out. No, we don't have anything. We're trying to build something for ourselves. Leave us to get on with that. Stop putting in things that are just gonna divert man from the path. If you have identified, or we have identified, that there's a gap in the market, yeah, or there's a need for the black community to empower themselves, let the black community get on with doing that.
That's right.
So that's
But
what
you
we're
are
doing,
though,
but
black
people
man.
are coming in.
You know why? Do you know why I say that? Because right now we could be having a conversation with Black Van Man, about how we're gonna maximize the potential of co-unity spend. Instead, we have to have a conversation with Black gunman about whether white people are invited or not.
Because
but we've explained it, bro. We've explained it. We've explained it. Do you know what? I'm convinced, I'm convinced, that this is a concern for you, more concern for you than it is for most white people. I think that most white people are going to hear what we're saying, and it's not going to mean nothing to them. If they want to go into the shop that we're going to do a co-unity spending, us saying co-unity spend is not going to stop them from going into that shop.
No, that's not going to stop.
I guarantee you that
is not going to stop.
So at the moment,
and this is what I'm worried about.
I don't even think if you invited them to the thing, they would care for it any more than that.
Shall I tell you what's going to make them not come into your shop when you say that they're not invited?
No one said he's not invited.
No, I said
no one invited. They're welcome.
You have to be intellectually honest.
He said they're not invited.
If we have a co-unity spend in a business, we have not said, that white non-black people are not invited to that business. What we have said is, as far as co-unity spend is concerned, we are focused on inviting the black community. That's it. That's where the emphasis is. Everybody is welcome. Everybody's welcome. Yeah.
Everybody's invited.
Everybody's welcome.
Come on. Everyone's invited, bro. And everybody's invited.
Why do you have to make more noise than the non-black people? Why do you have to?
Exactly.
Because shall I tell you what it is? It's not that I'm making more noise than the non-black people. Really why I got involved in this thing, I saw a trend and went to the Tommy Robinson march because I was like, is he racist or is he not racist? Okay. So what I went and done was go and have a look and just be unbiased and have a look and saw what the people had to say. Right. Simple and
you know what's interesting to me about that?
You weren't really.
You show more understanding.
You weren't really unbiased
for Tommy Robinson and the marchers.
You're addicted to Tommy Robinson.
No, you brought him up. I never mentioned him. You brought him up. You brought him up. But the fact that you brought up this reminded me of something and some of your conversations around that march.
No, because that's how I came into this.
I know, but your understanding of the people that you met on that march. And I've heard you say you're not a supporter of Tommy Robinson, but you are a supporter of his supporters. Yeah?
No, you haven't heard me say that. You heard me say that some of those supporters that I came into contact with were really nice people. The people that I spoke to, the majority of those people. You have understanding for some of their positions. I don't support no man.
Hear me.
Multiple things.
Let's put the word support aside.
Man is fallible.
Right? Yeah. But you have understanding for some of their points of view. Yes. Yes. You have empathy for some of their perspectives. Yeah. Right. And I'm asking, and I'm going to say something that I'm 99.9% sure has been said to you before. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna say something to you right now.
What
right?
You
get me? I live in there. Whose country? Whose country?
Listen.
You live in their country.
No, bro. Tell me what working class.
The traditional Anglo-Saxon man.
Oh, get out of it. Anglo-Saxon, bro.
I'm close to this country as well. I'm gonna say to you, I'm close. I was born here.
You live in their country, yeah?
I was born here.
He's got part Anglo-Saxon in it. He's already said that. But I'm saying.
No, but even knowing that, though, he still said their country, you know.
Yeah, because I don't see this country
as mine. He still said their country, right?
I don't see this country as mine.
But what we're saying is that these businesses are ours. That's what we're saying.
I don't business. Yeah? Listen, sorry, man. I have to cut all of that bullshit out. I don't business, from Commonwealth nations, put their lives on the line, to fight for this country. Don't ever tell a man, this ain't my country, bro. To be honest, I don't.
It is my country.
Yeah, so don't say their country, because I have as much right to be on this soil, as any other citizen of this country.
That's what I'm discovering.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't want to. So
I'm not.
I'm saying I'm not gonna pander. I'm not gonna pander to any. I'm not gonna pander to any group, bro. I'm saying I'm not gonna pander to any group dynamic. Yeah, if you want to say, we don't recognise London, this is not how it were 50 years ago or 100 years ago, well then flipping, don't rape and pillage people's countries, conscript them, make them die for your war, and then tell them to bugger off, bro. I'm not going to have that, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Has any black person come and said that they feel you are on the side of black people when it comes to Birmingham? Has any black person come to you and said that we feel that you are on the side of black people when it comes to Birmingham? Has anyone?
I've only spoken to you about Black Bear.
Right, okay. Well, don't you face the issue that...
That's not true, though. He's spoken to Rasbek, he's spoken to Jedi, he's spoken to Maku.
Can the people,
spoken to Eesa.
Can the people truly say they empower themselves, if they're dependent?
Sorry, go on.
Can the people group truly say, they're empowered, if they have to rely on other people to help them?
How do you have to rely on anybody
I'm asking you as a theoretical question. Yeah. If there is a group that needs help from outsiders, yeah, can that group ever truly be empowered?
I don't believe that black people need help from outsiders.
Brother, it's a theoretical question. Yeah?
I thought I answered it.
Answer
Say it again the third time for me.
I never
'Cause I thought I
mentioned
just
any
answered
specific group. I mentioned it theoretically.
Go on.
Whether it be women, whether it be gays, whether it be can any of those people groups, yeah, say that they are empowered if they have to depend on other external groups, yeah, to validate them and raise them up?
No.
They cannot be.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So here we have a people group trying to validate themselves, raise themselves, empower themselves. That is nobody else's business. If they wish to help, they can do so, but we are not going to beg them. We are not going to appeal to them. We are not going to, wave flags and say, yeah, help us out or give us money. That's not our thing. Our thing is we have enough spending money, we have enough spending power between ourselves, yeah, to make ourselves, and education as well, to make ourselves relevant on the world scale. The reason why, yeah, black people do not have any respect is because we have not empowered ourselves and we look to everybody else to fix our issues. And now we're trying to fix our issues.
And you've highlighted, brother, sorry to jump in, but that you seem to be at the old programming of always looking out for stuff. Looking out. Yeah, and we're looking in. You see what I'm saying? And what I would like, I mean, it might not happen in our lifetime, but I would like to make you understand that right now we are talking about the needs of a people group who need to do better, and you are talking about another people group who are collectively doing better.
I'm saying
and that makes very little
black
sense.
people do need to do better. I agree with that sentiment.
And you see what the brother said about as self-empowerment, there's a value in it. Self-empowerment.
I know, but if you've got a mentality where you're not individually empowered, how are you going to be intellectually empowered?
What does that mean?
What do you mean by individually?
What does that mean?
I feel like I'm powerful as an individual.
So do I.
But collectively,
So do
you're
I.
saying we're weak as
So do I.
weak as hell.
I feel like personally, I'm a powerful black man. Yeah, I feel like that. I really do. When I look at the condition of the black community in general, we're not empowered. And my individual power is not enough to empower the community as a whole. So I have to link with other brothers and sisters, so we can put some things together. All of our individual power together. Yeah, it's like Malcolm X had a good analogy, yeah, about the hand, right? He said, like if I use my hand and I slap you, it might hurt, it might sting a little bit, but it's not really going to do as much as if I bring the fingers together. You know what I'm saying? Each finger in and of itself has its own power. But see, when the fingers come together and I thump it like your face, then you're going to feel it. You see what I'm saying, right, man? I'm not threatening you, bro. I want to make that clear. But I'm just saying, right? You get me? It's an analogy.
Let's just say you have a five-a-side football team, right? And you have 5 of the best players of all time, yeah? But then when they come on the team, yeah, they're all greedy, they don't want to pass to each other, and they want to be individual. Yeah?
There's a Christian black lady and there's an Israelite shouting at each other and they're calling each other like bad names. I think this is a productive way you can educate your community members. No, I'm not saying, but obviously it's not my place to speak to them. So they're shouting at each other in their thing, and the Israelites like to a sister, it's like that. And I was saying to him, bro, just relax a bit.
Thank you, brother. We'll come over in a minute.
Sorry, if you're not speaking, you might.
Thank you, brother. We'll come over in a minute.
No, but
One second,
bro.
This is like a microscope of like society.
Of course. Well, I'll come over in a second. Yeah, so this is strategy, right? You have five players, right? Of best players of all time, yeah? But they refuse to pass. They refuse to be a team, right? They go against the most lowest division, 5-a-side. Yeah, but they work every day. They work as a team.
What are you saying about raising the hand to the sister that is concerning?
Yeah, they go against yeah. If that's the case, the dream team is always going to lose if they're not working together, and that's where we're at. Does that make sense?
Sorry, man. That's just distracting.
But I think that's a natural thing they do. They shout, and this is the same guys. I think it is. I don't think it's as deep as.
Hopefully it's not.
Yeah, but if it's an issue, we'll go over there.
Sorry, do you want to repeat that point?
So so this is the point. Does it make sense? You watch a bit of football, right?
Huh?
Football, yeah?
I watch a little bit of football.
And you understand that in history there's been really good football players. Pele, Maradona, these people, right? Imagine we got a time machine and got them at their peak, and we put them on a team, right? But they were all greedy. They didn't actually want to work as a team. They wanted to score own goals and do their own thing, right? A low division team who work together will do better than them, because they're working together. Even though they're not as skilled, because they actually have team ethics, they will always do better. Is everything good?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? That's what I'm saying. So even though you are individually the best man of all time, he is individually the best man of all time, so forth, right? If we don't work together, it means nothing. Because on the field, we're not passing in it. We're just running from the defence to the strike line and shooting, and then we have to run back to the defence. We're going to lose our energy. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean?
He starts getting into himself into some sticky waters, man.
Who's doing that?
I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
not
he's
do
right.
that.
Yeah, so so that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, get out of here, man.
I'm going still, I'm going. You see this stuff for love. It's getting late.
Does that concept make sense?
He scrambled me.
Your brain scrambled.
He scrambled.
Don't worry
me,
about
yeah.
him. Don't worry about him. He's going through challenges. Like I said.
I agree with some of your points, man. I agree with some of the points where you were saying like black people.
I'll tell you what, instead of
I would
having-
say black people are seen
So
collectively.
all right. So instead
I
of
agree with that sentiment.
Here's what I
But
suggested,
I agree
brother.
that we can
See, I never said
individually.
Let's move forward on that basis,
Yeah.
then, Black Man, yeah. You see what you agree with? Allow those sentiments to guide your feet towards wherever we're holding the first co-unity spend.
Yeah.
No, wherever your co-unity spend is, I'd like to film it. And
Good. Come true.
You're gonna take
And
your
make
money
sure
out
you
and buy
make
some
sure you
cocoa butter
bring
or something?
make sure you
Yeah,
bring
100%.
make sure you bring at least a tenner. You know what I'm saying?
Man, maybe you can bring some of those nice people you met on the march.
On the
too.
march, yeah.
Bro, this guy just said that that's
Yeah, I get some money from them. Tell them to give you some P,
You also
so you can go
mentioned
co-unity
that
spend.
your mother makes chili
pepper sauce. Yeah, pepper sauce.
right?
Yeah.
I want to buy that.
Yes.
We want to buy that. We
Yes.
want to support
Yeah,
your
that's
mother's
what I'm saying.
business.
What you mean?
Yes.
How you not be your mum's business, though?
Very soon,
Yeah.
man, soon.
Pepper sauce.
Secret
It's
In
not
the
about
summer,
money,
yeah.
man. It's not
In
about
the summer,
money,
tell
yeah.
mommy to come
It's
down with
just trying to
a
put-
tell mommy to come down with a
it's not about
stand.
the money for me.
In
That's
the
whole
summer-
No,
point
it's your mum
about
though.
it.
It's not you though.
In the
Yeah,
summer,
I know,
tell
man.
your mum.
But I just need to get the message across.
In the summer-
The community ethos, cuz.
Yeah, fam. Tell your mum to come with a stand to Speaker's Corner.
I
yeah?
will make sure we buy
You make sure you
everything.
buy
No,
everything
I'm
that she
not trying
got.
to capitalise
Yeah.
off anything.
Does she
I'm
jerk
not
chicken?
saying
Does
you
your
should,
mum?
bro.
I know,
Does your mum
man.
jerk chicken? Does she jerk chicken?
That has to be something
Does your
separate.
mum jerk chicken?
Huh?
Does she jerk chicken, your mum? Can she jerk chicken, yeah? So that's to bring a jerk pan in the summer. Yeah, one day let's come with a jerk pan. Trust me, we'll deal with the jerk.
Let's do a
Yeah,
vegetarian option as well, just so.
yeah, for real, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
We
So I
say
can
what,
eat.
420, yeah?
Yeah, you know.
But what I'm saying,
Alright.
we're trying to build this thing, and now I understand. Like the thing is, as black people, we grew up in different environments, different realities, right?
Yes, sir,
And
yes,
I understand that you are very protective, because obviously you have family and friends of a different cultural group, right? But what you have to understand, this is a training that you've gone through. Just because we are pro something doesn't mean we're anti something else. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's because we actually want people who are doing bad,
Trust
black
me.
people, to do better.
And
Doesn't mean we want other people to
Black
do
family, I
worse.
promise you, yeah. You see, after we do co-unity spend,
Yes.
you see your white friends, they'll be alright, you know.
They'll
They'll be good. Seriously, I promise. I can promise. No harm's gonna come to them. Yeah, I promise you, bro. Like, you see their lives as it was the day before co-unity spend, it will be exactly the same
let me
after.
not
I
laugh at
promise
that,
you.
like,
I
bro,
promise.
You open
But Shaka,
doors
I
for
promise.
business,
I'm sure,
yeah.
I'm sure
When
you
you
got a few
open-
white associates
I don't.
yourself.
Associates, yeah. Not friends, yeah.
Not friends.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be that deep.
I don't. I seriously
But I'm
don't.
saying, what I'm trying to say is, because all of us,
I'll be
yeah,
honest.
white
I'm just being
friend.
honest. I'm just being honest.
You would
You
have
have-
seen,
you have-
you
you have
consider your Greek
non-black
freaky friend.
Do I have? No, not friends. No, I got
You
associates
consider
though.
Greek your friend over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. No, seriously, all my friends are black. I'm not lying. I'm just being honest. Like, all my friends are black. Yeah,
No Arab friend or nothing like that.
nothing. It's just how. Yeah, I'm almost my whole friendship circle is black. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
look, for me, I've got multiple Asian, European, African, you know, South American, North American, Caribbean,
trying to give you blessings. Why not?
all bedrooms, from all different types. This is not it's not a bedroom thing.
But it's 'cause it's
I'm not
of a
that. I can't drive that message home like any harder, bro. Jordan M is my guy, fam. Yeah, if I see anyone try to if see anyone try to violate Jordan M,
Bring him out.
yeah, if I see anyone try to violate Jordan M, I have got his back to the death, cuz.
Jeez.
Listen, Greek is my boy,
Come on.
even though he's a Byzantine, like, he got some beef there.
Yeah, you got to be funny with the Greeks. You got to be careful with the Greeks, though. The Greeks.
Have you spoke to Europeans
Be
like
careful with the Greeks.
Have you asked?
I speak to him all the time, man.
Is any non-black person, I should say, coming to you and putting this in your head? Because
No.
I'm not hearing any non-black person saying this to me anywhere else. But you
I
are a
know
black
it
person
seems like I've
saying
got a
this.
unique point of view sometimes.
That's what it is. So
That's what it
where you
seems
getting
like.
it
You know, it's funny. You know, it's funny, yeah. Like, I've got. You see, white folks, yeah. In this park, yeah.
Forget them, bro.
I've had white folk come to me in this park.
How can I forget that?
I
when
say,
these
yo,
people
big
are
up
here?
Shaka right
They
here.
should correct
Like,
him, bro.
I hear what you're
And I'm
saying,
still
you know, and I
expecting
respect
people
you.
to
And rare.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that happens more than you think. Yeah, I've been on the road and white folks stop me. Yeah, and they're like, you know what, Shaka, right? I heard you on Speaker's Corner, and I really respect what you're saying, and the right? You see me, yeah? That happens all the time, fam. To me, personally, yeah? And I'm the person who's on camera, yeah? When Leo Muhammad's speaking, clapping him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah?
That's not a good
That's
thing
me.
to be.
Hold on. Hear what I'm
Like,
saying? Hear what I'm saying? But my point is that in spite of that, you know, hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying? You're not listening. But
what is he saying
what I'm
like
showing
that?
you, what I'm showing you is that you're taking
Is
it
that
deeper.
unbiased, fam? You're supposed to be unbiased. cuz.
what is
Exactly.
it?
You're supposed to be
You're
unbiased,
taking it
innit?
That's
deeper.
my normal
I'm
view,
sorry.
that's my view.
Bro, you're supposed to be unbiased.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should check in,
Bro,
have a conversation with
bro.
him. Then form
Also, the Tommy
You're
march that you
preconceived.
went on,
I just think when you
the
judge
Tommy
people
march
based
that
on
you
their
went on,
colour of their skin, I think that's
Black
the
Van
wrong
Man,
thing to
Black
do.
Van Man, the Tommy march that you went on, was it full of white supremacists?
The Tommy Mark? No,
It wasn't.
I don't think so.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, let's
actually
yeah,
rap.
we're finished. We're finished.
always our
We're done here.
I
We're
don't
finished.
think
You'll always be our
I
brother.
think
innit?
listen to me.
Bro,
Listen to me.
bro,
I don't
We're
think
done.
it was
Now the
full of
conversation
white
finished. It done.
supremacy.
It done.
Maybe
Yeah, it finished.
Shaka, maybe
No,
have to
no,
knock it down a little bit.
No, we can't. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You assumed.
Yeah, we got
Did you go
to
meet
finish.
anybody?
We're done.
Did you go
We're
talk
done.
to
So
anybody?
you took the time to go
I
meet
don't
them,
think
but you're going to take time to meet your own black
I've
brother,
lived in
no?
the hood all my life.
Brother,
So I know brothers.
you called
I know
Leo
people.
Muhammad a black supremacist,
No, I
right?
didn't call it. I said that's
Isn't
what he
he?
comes
You
across
said,
as.
yeah,
If you
but
say
based
that
on what
all-
though?
if you-
Based on what?
But the
Nation of
people
Islam
them on the
believes
Tommy
saying-
march
the
don't come
Nation of
across as white
Islam believes
supremacists.
saying that all white people are the devils.
The people them on the
When
Tommy
I'm
march are not white
It's just a
supremacists.
reason.
Come on, bro.
Like
You're
what?
supposed to be an unbiased journalist, bro, and you're saying
No,
Nation of
no.
Islam, and
This
I'm a
is
Sunni.
different.
I'm a
Right, let me tell
Sunni
you
as
what's
well,
different.
fam.
You see, when I
So
come and have a-
I've got no
He's
horse
challenged.
in the horse, fam.
He's
You know what I'm
challenged.
saying?
He's
When I
challenged
come and
Liam
have an
Mohammed.
informal
He's challenged Liam
discussion
Mohammed
with you
before.
lot in Speaker's Corner. It's different to when I go to a protest. When I go to a protest, I let those people say what they want to say.
Have
When
you
I
always
come
been
to
this way,
Speaker's
bro?
Corner,
Have you always
Black
been
Van Man, have you ever heard of the reparations march?
yeah, I've heard of it from you.
You've heard it from me, yeah?
You told me about it.
All right. Yeah, I told you about it, so you heard about it before me, yeah? So I want you to come to the reparations march
Yeah.
and do your unbiased
But you
journalism.
remember me,
First
you
of
talked about it.
Do that.
August, yeah? First
I'm
of August.
definitely going to
But
come.
do you have black friends, bro? Do you have black friends?
Yeah, of course I have.
And how do you feel?
Are you sure? Show me a black friend. Show me, you know your phone right now. Show me a picture with you and a black friend right now. I want to see it. Evidence right now. Show me a black friend.
My best
But how do
friend
you
is
feel?
black.
How do they feel about the way you're moving?
That's a good one. I can't lie. I can't lie. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I
It's a good one.
swear
It's
to
a
you,
good
my
one.
best friend's black.
Okay. Do they ever critique you? Do they ever critique you, bro?
I can't. Of course they do. This is like, yeah, they do critique me.
I'm
Some of
gonna-
them
I'm gonna
critique
pray
me.
for your black
Some of them-
friends.
Some of them understand what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna pray for your black friends.
Difference of opinion.
I'm gonna ask Eesa to pray for your black friends as well.
But you're dedicated.
Just in case he's right and I'm wrong on the God question. I'm gonna ask Eesa to pray for your black friends. Pray for all of them.
You seem dedicated on this kind of challenging black narrative.
No, I'm not challenging your narrative. What I'm challenging is when you said just the business aspect of everybody's not welcome.
I never
Like,
said.
Why did you read it like that though? 'Cause that's not what these
I made
brothers
them clarify it.
explicitly have
Everyone's
said.
welcome.
I made them clarify.
We said it explicitly.
There's a difference
Everybody is
between
welcome.
and
And invited, yes, there is a
but-
difference.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
but I'm not
Invited is a proactive agenda.
Right, listen.
why
Couldn't you
welcome
say, right, now
is
listen,
passive.
listen to
Why
this,
is there
listen to this,
suspicion
I've
of
got a
the
point.
brothers? Wait, chill.
Couldn't you still do a co-unity spend
Oh my
and
God.
say, listen to me. Couldn't
I
you,
tell you
let
what.
me say something.
Alright, go on.
Couldn't you just say, let me do a co-unity spend.
Yeah.
We're focusing
Yeah.
on black people,
Yeah.
looking with their eyes and seeing black businesses supporting.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Everybody's invited
I tell you what,
because
I tell you what.
everybody's welcome.
Brother,
tell you
but
what,
what's
I'll tell you
understood
what.
don't need to be said.
narrative-
What's understood
understood?
don't need to be
No,
said.
I tell you what.
We, bro, I'm
You
saying,
see with the
why would
narrative
you,
that
why
you
would
push
you,
forward where you
Bro,
differentiate.
why would you levy bad suspicion?
Damn.
Let me interject, brother. The way when I speak to you, here's what I suspect, right? If that was the case, there'll be the next target. Next target. Why don't we just go to every business?
You
see?
sell to everyone.
No, as in why are we picking a black business? Why don't we pick any business? So then the whole concept then becomes pushed
Nullified,
aside,
yeah.
and the reasons why black people are in a problem is because of that. Every time we
just
try to
learn
do for
to be better
ourselves,
businessmen.
it gets.
This
it
is
gets
part.
better.
This is
Isn't that
part.
our
This is part of
alternative?
learning to be a better business.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now.
Piggyback off
Based
of your,
on race.
yes,
Now.
piggyback off of your community like other communities have done to get
Right.
you to a certain level where you're, fam, we're not even in the playing field yet. We're not even in the minor league, cuz. Yeah, we're in relegation, cuz. Yeah, and you're trying to tell man to go to the.
Collectively, I might
You're trying
agree with that sentiment.
you're trying to tell man to.
So
invest
we're
in-
focusing on our team.
it-
That's what it
it-
is. Yeah. Now let me say this now. Yeah. If you want from your channel, yeah, whenever we identify a business and we're saying we want people to go spend in that business for community spend. If you want to encourage your audience to spend money with that business, you're free to do so. You're free to do so. Why not?
Shouldn't all races want to be attracted to your business?
But the business is not exclusive. We've already said this.
But why don't you ask the communities though?
They do spend money.
Listen.
How much percent of white people in this country?
He's reached
They
out.
have to spend money with you to be viable. Unless you're doing a niche business.
He's reached out to the black community. Yeah? He's reached out to the black community. You're concerned that other communities are going to feel left out. So I'm saying, why don't you do the legwork and get those other communities to come and spend?
I tell you what.
I think it's
do you do lives, Black Van Man? You do lives, yeah?
I think it's a hard job when
Black Van Man. Black Van Man. You do lives, yeah? Black Van Man. You do lives, yeah? You do lives.
Invited and welcome.
You do lives, yeah? You do lives, yeah? Like on YouTube. Yeah, all right. When next time you do the live here, like when you're in your yard, yeah?
You're on live right now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
I've never done a live in my yard yet.
Oh, is it? Okay, all right. I've got a survey for you to do with your audience.
I'd like to invite both of you because you two are doing. I'm not even
That's
a
cool.
debater like that.
No, what I'm saying,
This
this ain't a debate. I've got a survey idea for you to do with your audience.
Got an
Yeah?
idea for you to
Ask your audience, yeah, particularly your non-black audience, of which I assume the
I've got
majority
a
of
big
you.
non-black audience that would like to talk to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Right? So your big non-black audience, yeah, ask them how often, yeah, they spend money with a black business, like a week.
Ask them now.
Yeah,
Like,
ask them.
Ask them in the comments.
Yeah,
Victims,
ask them.
pull them. Right, I can
Local Caribbean takeover,
Yeah.
innit?
They're greedy and afraid.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so once in a while they have a Caribbean, you know? Go and buy a patty.
Always.
Once, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
You know, every now and then, you know what I mean? Might get a patty.
I bet they don't even care if the
Yeah,
person's
Bro,
black
nah,
or
but let me pull him
whatever
up
race it
Let me
is.
pull him up on something. Yeah. Here he's got his following, yeah, of non-black people. Now one of them's made a comment about victims. Even though we've already acknowledged, yeah, that we are trying to build ourselves up, yeah. Yeah, you got this guy trying to buy us off. Now he should be more vested in trying to correct this Brez.
True. He should be saying, yeah, I agree with that, Eesa. I agree.
You're getting on the brothers.
Whoever said that, he should be
which is
telling Black Van Man, leave those people alone. These people are moving beyond the victim mentality. They're trying to say, let's empower ourselves, let's be victorious in our own community. That's the kind of idea. But you see, that's the problem, because there's something fearful. You see the people that call black people like us victims? They've got a fear.
This is classic.
They've got a fear of the empowered black man.
They do, bro.
Someone said go on, boy.
Bro, even the black man.
No, someone never said that in the comments.
You said go on, boy.
I said that, yeah.
Go on, boy.
No,
Hey, we are called boy. We are called boy. My dad for lesson number 8. We are called boy.
That's why I
Shaka,
fixed what I said.
they have a fear of the black man, even when he's not empowered.
Exactly.
And you've only got to look worldwide to see the examples of it.
Exactly. In the words of Martin Lawrence, because of the fear of black balls. That's what it is. Yeah? The undying fear of the black man's balls.
No, I don't believe in
The testicular fortitude of the black man.
Well into this, like we can
What are
have
you talking
a
about,
conversation.
bro?
Like people have integrated well into
Come
it,
on,
man. Are you
bro,
crazy?
man. Come on. Integrated where? Well into where? What city have
Well,
black
I
people
believe
integrated
there's
well
a couple
into the
of
community,
towns
bro?
that I've been in, and
Bro, how long
Well,
have
define
black people been
integrated
in the UK
well.
in the first place?
Yeah. Define integrated well. Define integrated well.
I mean, we can. You can just. You can talk about general things that you have in common that go beyond race.
But define integrated.
Your comment
well.
was race-based.
Because I'm saying that for other people, integrated well has an economic standing. Yeah, has a social standing, has a political standing. Yeah, so you can
There are a lot of black people. I need to film this.
you can chart their integration economically.
Yeah, 1 second. Give me 5 seconds and I'm going. All right, cool. All right, cool.
Let's do
Damn,
constructive.
I
Yeah.
nearly just
So I'm
ran
saying
This is what happens
so,
when
so that's why I'm asking you to define
the must be on
integration.
the apex or
Yeah,
something.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you to define integration. Like we've integrated well. Yeah, because I'm saying that if you look around, you can see other communities that are
Can I
integrated.
tell you why we've integrated
Go
well?
on.
Because if you look at any other country in the world,
Yeah.
like I just believe that black people are doing amazing things, and it would be a lot harder in a lot of the countries what I've been to. And then
Like
a
what
lot of things
countries?
I've seen.
Like what countries?
Italy, Spain.
So black people in UK are doing better than black people in Italy. Yeah.
I just believe that. I believe
Generally
you got more
speaking.
opportunities. Yeah, I believe you
that-
got more
that-
opportunities in this
No,
country.
no. One
I don't know if it's- I'm really asking.
One thing you got to give it to the English people with,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
They are better with their niceties and that. Like,
they're guilty.
you know, they've got certain statutes and that protect
people
you
in this
in the
generation
law,
live
innit?
it
So,
down.
Right.
so you know, it's not that. It's not as bad as like Italy and Spain and that, where man will get practically
Alright,
get lynched and that.
I'll have to research
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
I
Certain
know something about France. I don't know too much about Italy,
Bro,
but yeah.
in Italy, like, man can really only get jobs like minuscule, like menial, generally speaking, like
Right.
security, car, you're the big black man, and flipping like car park attendant and that sort of stuff.
Right.
And that's generally that's generally what people that I know that live in Italy and have gone to Italy say. Like, black people ain't really. They're not really given the time of day like that, unless maybe they've got a British passport or whatever. But
Is the black population in Italy as much as the black population here?
No.
Yeah. But I know that
Matty,
I think
you
France
went
is
over there,
comparable.
you'd be like,
But I don't. I think Italy is a lot less.
Italy,
Wow.
their connections to Ethiopia, and then I've got like a new surge of Nigerians coming,
Yeah.
and they're going through certain challenges.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not the same. But brother, I mean, my main thing, and it's like we're not saying it, but you're always a brother, no matter what, right? But it does seem that you somehow
Well,
been
he
co-opted.
challenges that perception certain times still.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I feel
It's like he's doing his best to challenge
brother in the
that.
flesh, brother in the flesh.
How much of our integration
all of
has
us
been
should be brothers.
assimilation? Can I ask?
Pardon?
How much of our integration, black people integration into the UK, is actually indeed it's assimilation. By assimilation, what I mean by assimilation is denying our culture, throwing it behind our backs, doing of ourselves generally what the Anglo-Saxon populace deem to be acceptable, like taking their names, you know,
And their women.
and marrying into them.
That's integration, isn't it?
What is it?
Your face
Is
is beaming inside. That's integration, though, isn't it?
Is it?
It's
Is
not
it
a bad
integration
thing.
or assimilation? They're quite different nuances, isn't it? Because by assimilating, you pretty much do away with all your history and all your culture and everything about you that makes you unique, in order to acquiesce to other people's standards of what makes you a good person or an upstanding citizen. For me, I'm not going to do that, nor am I ever going to encourage people to do that.
Well, didn't you do that for Islam?
Would
Like
I
give up your
assimilate?
natural way of life
No,
or how
I
you
didn't.
was assimilated? Didn't you do that?
I
for
didn't
Islam?
assimilate by embracing Islam. What I did is I changed my ideals, right? So when I embraced Islam, I embraced the idea of worshiping a monotheistic God and adhering to the commands of his prophet.
That's with the Trinity.
But that didn't, make me. Wait, but I'm saying that didn't make me. Do away with the food that I eat. Or the.
Still abandoned, yeah. Still, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow me to stay away from this place full of. Yeah, I might not see you for a very long time.
Bro,
I just know you. I
I'ma holler at
always
you,
see you
bro.
as my bigger brother, not but bro. Man's about bare Muslims, inshallah. You get me?
Take care, man.
Shout you.
You know the point.
Yeah, I ain't giving up my food. You know what I'm saying?
Right, this is the problem though, yeah, because you don't see a problem with assimilating into British society, but you see a problem with if, let's say, Eesa did assimilate into
I'm
another
just
country,
highlighting the fact that
Islam.
he changed his ideals, innit? He changed his ideals from maybe a British way of culture mixed with an African
Not
way of
British
culture.
at all. There was not.
Oh, that's why you see the problem because you see that British
I
people
don't see
are
the
assimilating
problem.
into Islam.
So-
I'm just saying that he changed his
Okay,
ideals.
yeah, so I can't, if I say that I don't have British ideals, that would be a lie.
yeah.
I'm not fully,
Like, we've all had,
You're
what
like
I'm saying.
fiddy-fiddy.
we've all
So
had a
I'm
large
saying-
portion
You're
of the
like
chips.
fiddy-fiddy.
No,
what I'm saying?
not really, because
The onion vinegar.
I would
I
say
think
you're fiddy-fiddy.
I took what I deem to be the good British ideals.
Yeah.
Such as a certain tolerance,
Such as
certain
chips and onion vinegar.
No. Such as
batter
tolerance.
sausage and Savoy and
Listen
that.
to the first thing he said. Such as
You know what I'm
tolerance.
saying?
Yeah, yes, tolerance is
It's a very
tolerance.
tolerant country, innit?
Tolerance is a big thing, but I'm saying, okay, tolerance has to go beyond, just having the smiley face with people. Tolerance has to translate into when you see 5 CVs on your desk, one's got Oluwatobi on it,
Yes,
another
yes,
one's got George on it, that you're not gonna think,
And I got Ahmed.
yeah. That it's not a thing of what are the names about? It's a thing of this guy studied here, this guy studied here, this guy studied here. But I know all too well that's not the case. I've had man say when he came to, when we brought you into the interview, we thought he was Chinese.
Yeah.
Cause my surname's Frimpong, innit?
Right.
Frimpong can sound a bit Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese. Yeah,
so that made me know, hold on, and it's a Chinese woman interviewing me. So now we're talking about community.
Right.
So I'm saying, so I only got through to the interview because she thought she was dealing with her countryman.
Yeah.
And then people want to say stuff like, nah, just bring everybody in. I'm not that naive. I understand some people, and don't get me twisted, bro. I know some of the most beautiful white, Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, Gaelic people that are anti-injustice, anti-blackness. That they will.
They're not beautiful, but I know something like anti-justice still, you know. I wouldn't call it beautiful, you know.
When I say,
I have to be very careful when you use the word that beautiful, you know. I have to be very careful.
I gotta be real.
I know. I'm just saying for me, you know what I mean? My black nationalist sensibilities. I have to be careful when I use words that beautiful. You know
listen,
what I mean?
bro.
You might take the back.
Listen, I'm pro my people, but you gotta be just when you gotta say a just thing, innit? So I'm saying when I say beautiful. I'm talking.
He just been a troublemaker.
I'm talking about personality and just the approach to life and the way they interact with people on a general thing. They don't have a bad bone in their body. You know what I'm saying? And there are people that I dealt with from my own nation that are rotten.
Right, don't you think there are more?
Yeah.
I think that is getting.
But
I'm gonna be real with you.
I just got what he just said.
On my journeys,
I'm not sanctioning that statement. We're gonna move on from that statement.
On my journeys,
we're gonna move on. Yeah.
On my journeys of doing the things that I've been doing for the last 6 months or so.
Which is following Tommy's supporters right now.
I believe, listen, you're addicted to Tommy, so we're going to take you to rehab. On my journeys
that's what I see
going
you do,
around,
bro. I'm not lying.
I've seen people, and I've seen genuine people, but we've seen a split in the right side of politics, where there's a far right. They would say are ethno-nationalists, and then you would say some people are civic nationalists. That's how they've separated themselves from.
That's how they separated their racism.
They've separated themselves from thingy. Do you reckon the majority of people in this country are like don't care what colour you are, or do you feel like the majority of people in this country do care what colour you are, and in making their daily decisions and stuff, it will change based on what colour you are?
I'll tell you what I think. It don't matter. Yeah?
No, do you think it's a majority?
It don't matter what
they
think.
think it's a minority?
Hear me. I'm telling you what I think. I'll tell you what I think.
We can forget about it.
It don't matter. You know why?
Tell me.
Because whatever they think, the economic, political situation of black people remains the same. So what my judgment is not based upon what white people think of, man. Right? It's about what are the conditions of black people and what do we need to do to empower black people. That's it. Yeah? It doesn't matter to me if I ask 1 million white people if they like man or hate man, and all of them said yes and all of them said no. If the condition of black people remains the same, then that's where my focus is. If honestly I felt the condition of black people,
I would say that we're in a bad.
Hear me.
Yeah,
If I felt
important.
that the conditions of black people would be helped by whether white people liked us or hated us, I may focus my energy there. If I felt it was a defining factor, I don't think it is.
Don't you think it matters whether white people like you or hate you, being as you
personally,
live in a
no.
white country?
Now, if you have white friends and so on and so forth,
again, it goes back to the white country thing.
Right?
So
then,
it's a white country.
Yeah.
Do you believe it is not a white country?
Harry, but you're concerned. You're concerned more. You're concerned more.
I believe it's my country as well because I was born here.
Black van man. So you're concerned with the white country. Man is concerned with the black community.
I'm concerned with the black community as well, for the record.
That's what it is. No, but the point is, you're able to put forward arguments. But the point is, you're able to put forward arguments that is based upon your empathy with the whiteness of the country, yeah? But you're not able to understand arguments that are based upon the betterment of the black community. This is the problem, yeah. So in somewhere in your whatever your mentality, the blackness of the community and the black empowerment of the community is an affront to the whiteness of the country.
No.
Right? What's it called?
It's not as important.
And these two things are conflictual as far as you're concerned. I'm showing you, Black Van Man. Yeah, I promise you. You see the day after community spend, yeah. community spend, yeah, the country will still be white. I promise you, yeah. Don't worry,
I am
yeah.
concerned.
You see, the day before, if the country's white the day
Let
before,
me just say this.
after community spend,
Not being
the
concerned.
Britain will
I'm
still be a white
concerned with
country.
How the country is going. Politically, you could see,
Yeah.
that the country.
You're concerned with how the country's going.
I'm concerned. I believe that, as you can see, with most of Europe, it's going to the right, and it's getting further and
And
further.
that's a problem for
to
you.
the right. Of course, it's a problem. I live in England.
Why is it a problem for you?
Because I live in England.
So what appreciable
scared that
difference?
they're gonna come for
Majority.
you?
I'm not scared. Trust me. I'm not like.
No, I mean,
But why is it a
right.
problem? Why is it a
And not
problem?
because I've got
If the
white
country
people
goes to
to
the
back me
right,
up and that.
if
I'm
the
just a
right,
soldier
the
like
right.
that.
If the country goes to the right, what difference is it going
I'm
to make?
concerned for my children.
But
Growing
why?
up in
Why?
I don't want-
What's
I
gonna
don't want
happen
them
to them?
growing up in a country that's more racist than what we like. I
So
thought we
you
come
you
far.
associate the right with racism.
Not the far right. The far right.
The far right is racism. So not the right, but the far right is
Far
racism.
right. Yeah, far right
but,
people.
But G, then isn't your issue more
I want to
with the
speak
white
to those
community
people as well
then?
and see what's going
I'm
on.
saying
to be honest with you.
that means your issue should be more with the white community, because here we're not here standing here saying go out and bruck a man up because he's white, or hate a man because he's white, or or do something detrimental to the white community.
Nothing
No
at all.
one's advocating for that. You're saying it's pertinent for the black community to be loved or advocated for or liked by the white community,
No, I didn't say
because
that.
otherwise you said is it not important for the white community to like you because it's a white country.
No, all right,
So
no, that's not what I meant. Isn't it important, that when you live in a country as a minority, to be aware of the temperament of the majority of the country?
We should be aware of it.
Shouldn't you be aware of it?
Shouldn't the majority of the country be aware of their own temperament?
Of the minority.
Should they not rectify themselves?
I agree.
Is it not?
They should be aware of it too.
They are. You're saying they are.
I think this is one of the most countries where they are aware of it, to be honest with you.
You're wrong.
Bruv, you're saying
This is the point I'm trying to make. You can't say that, but then we're overrepresented in prisons. We're overrepresented in mental health institutions. You know what I'm saying?
I understand the mental health
We're
one. The mental health one, I
overrepresented in
understand that
all
one.
negative indicators
Please
as far
explain
as
it to
far
me.
as the health service is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. And this is all the white people
So
that
we just
serve
blame
us.
the system for that.
All the,
We
hear what I'm
don't
saying?
take no
Hear what I'm saying?
accountability.
All the white people that serve us in all of these institutions, if you was to ask them whether they have animosity towards black people, 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you no. Yeah, they're going to tell you, I've got black friends. They're going to tell you, I eat jerk chicken on the weekend. They're going to tell you all these things. Right? They're going to tell you all these things.
emphasize that bit.
Right? Yeah, they're going to tell you all these things. But the point is, we're still overrepresented in prisons and mental health institutions and all negative indicators as far as the health system is concerned. We're still underrepresented when it comes to employment and entrepreneurship, and all of these things. So the point is, whether white people like us or not, or whether they say they like us or not, doesn't make a difference. What makes a difference is how much we like and love and put and invest in ourselves. That's the point. That's all it is. Yeah?
I keep saying that, bro. I was watching Gordon Ramsay's thing where he goes into jails. When he actually went to Brixton to like get them on some sort of cooking, chef them up when they come up. That wasn't.
I was trying to figure out why Gordon Ramsay got jails for. I was trying to figure it out. But sorry, go on.
But one of the things that was alarming to me is when they sat down, when I came to the meeting with like the governors and whoever, and bruv, I'm even questioning myself. Did I even see one black person there? I think there might have been one black person, but it was shocking to me to see no representation, from black or even other ethnic groups, for Brixton, HMP. Yeah, to see that even on this board with the governor and whoever is responsible for decisions, that the black community is not represented and other ethnic communities are not represented. How can we say that we've integrated well when you don't have people in those key
positions? Where our community is affected by the decisions that are made. Makes sense. It's a good argument.
Can you tell me another country that does it better for minorities?
Is that relevant to us?
It's not relevant.
Is that relevant?
We're a minority.
No, but we're saying, but how
I'll tell you another country.
It's not relevant to us.
I'll tell you another country.
USA.
You see, when you go to Africa and the Caribbean, and
It's
like,
a black country, you cheating.
hold on, let me finish. You see that countries where there's a white minority, Like let's use South Africa for example, Like there's a white minority in South Africa, and they own like 80% of the economy. You know what I'm saying? They're abundantly well off. Yeah. In fact, you see the richest white, you see the richest white people on earth, they live in majority black countries. where there's a white minority. Like there's a white minority in Antigua, and these kinds of things, yeah. Like, and they own a lot of land, yeah, and a lot of businesses, yeah, and these kinds of things. You see what I'm saying? So it just so happens that when we're a minority, we're disempowered. Yes. But when the people of this country are minorities in other countries, they're the richest people in the country.
Oh, God,
it's interesting.
I remember as a young kid, bruv, seeing lots of British people in Ghana, like wealth, big houses and that. Mm-hmm. Like even sometimes, like for me, one of the things, because I'm very passionate about customer service, so I watch people and their dynamics when they go into shops and they're interacting, bruv. And I remember just thinking and asking mum, like, how comes they're so? I don't know why. Because I didn't have. I was like 8 and then 14 the next time I went to. Right. So, but I was just like, rah. In a black majority country, these white people are very comfortable. Yeah. And not only are they comfortable, but they're loved. Yeah, they're put on a pedestal. Yeah. So I can agree.
I've been to Ghana, yeah, and like customer service in Ghana is levels. Like when you go to a restaurant in Ghana, people them serve you good and whatever. But even with the levels of customer service, you can still notice, like if a white man walks into the bank, it's a different thing. Yeah, and I walked in, I dealt with banks, and the only people that I can say just generally treating me bad, like, was police. And police are scum everywhere. No, seriously. I was
the locals face that all the time.
Trust me, I was like, nah, fam. Like, the police, like, F the police in every language. You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But even then, you can still see that when Europeans come, there's a different thing. There's a different energy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've heard this many times over. Like, because I've heard that story so many times. But when I went to Ghana and saw it, it's different. It's different.
Like, but you have to see it to understand it. Yeah. But people that haven't gone through it and people that are not on the outs of society, they can't resonate with that because it doesn't affect their daily lives. And that's the main reason why I think there's this divide where when you say black community spend, it's like an assault because you really don't realise that your cushy life is not affected. So when you hear people saying, "Oh no, the black community needs to come together," it's like, for what? Like you've not been empathetic to other people. Yeah. You've tried to tell them. Yeah. You've tried to like. I often hear all the time, "Nah, you're making up. You're a victim." You're actually telling me that my reality, or what I perceive to be my reality, is bogus.
I know, but that's like
how rich.
I do you know what's funny?
How rich can that be?
No. Check. Now, deep what he said. Deep what he said, Black Van Man. Hold on. Deep what he said, Black Van Man. Yeah. And put what he said in the context of your empathy. Yeah, for Tommy Robinson supporters, right? Let's check this for now. Yeah. These are people who have a whole movement that is built upon blaming another community, an immigrant community.
The Tommy Robinson listen. Justice for Tommy Robinson.
Listen. Yeah. But Tommy Robinson's argument, is about immigrants and Islam and the negative impact. And the negative impact that these forces are having on British society. Yeah, right. That's what they're doing. Yeah, and I'm saying that you're dealing right now with a group of black people, a small group of black people, you know. This is not a mass movement, yeah? We're not drawing thousands of people to a march. This is just a small group of black people that are saying, let's do this initiative in our community. Listen, right? Listen. We haven't said, listen. But notice though, our rhetoric, what we're speaking about is we're identifying black businesses and we want black community, to go and spend money with those black businesses. We haven't built it along a narrative of whether we're getting loans from the banks, the white community oppressing us, or stopping us from earning, or racial violence. We haven't. Listen. Listen what I said. We're not building it upon that narrative. We haven't said anything like that. We haven't spoken about anything to do with institutional racism even. All we've said is there are businesses in the black community and we want the black community to spend money with those businesses. And you have more understanding for white people who we're not talking about.
That's not true.
Yeah, but we're not talking about white people. Yeah, even though you went to a march, your audience talk about victim. And your audience, the people in your audience are talking about victims, have a whole narrative
They wanted
that is
justice
based
for Tommy
upon
Robinson.
them being victimized
They
by
wanted
immigrants
justice.
and Muslims.
They're a majority in this country, and I was concerned that this country was going.
Now you're gonna explain to me, yeah, the thoughts of these people that are complaining
No, I
about
explained to you
immigrants
what I
and
was
Muslims.
doing.
Huh?
And you're putting it into that.
Does immigration affect you being in this country?
Does immigration affect me being in this country?
Does
No, not really.
Does
no.
immigration adversely impact the white members of this country as opposed to any other member of this country?
Well, it seems to be a big reason why people are pissed off in this
Yeah,
country.
I know why they're pissed off. I'm saying, yeah, are they pissed off for a reason, yeah, that it only that's exclusively to them, yeah, or does it affect the whole country?
They don't want so many numbers coming in.
That's not.
Have
my
you ever
point.
been to these
Is that
people?
do the numbers?
Have you ever been to these people and say to them, "Why are you complaining about immigrants, though? Isn't everybody effing up the country?"
No, they're saying that they want.
I'm asking
they
you a
want-
question. Have you ever been to these people that complain about immigrants and I said to them, "But why are you just complaining about those immigrants over there? Isn't everybody? What about the people in your own community? What about the people in
It wasn't my job to do that. When I go to those demonstrations, it's just to film them and for them to say.
But it's your job to come and ask man about why we're not including
When
the
I
rest
come
of
to
everybody
Speaker's
else.
Corner, like I said, when I come to Speaker's Corner, it's different from when I go to.
But
a
those
demonstration.
people are in Speaker's Corner. So have you been to, what's them people their name?
Yeah, it's
Danny
Ray-
Tomo,
Raisin and all of that.
yeah,
now, yeah, it's
Danny
starting to
Tomo,
mingle, it's starting to
Ralph
mingle.
and the boys, yeah, right? Have you been to them and asked them the question, why are you complaining about immigrants for? Why don't we complain about everybody messing up the
I
country?
might ask him that the next time I speak to him.
but that's
Good.
But that's an actual point, though.
Let me know. Invite me when you're going to ask them.
Immigration.
Would you like
yeah?
to speak to him?
Not really, not particularly.
No.
If a conversation happens, then
Yes, why are
fine.
you telling me-
No,
Do you know
I'm
what
asking
it
you a
seems
question
to
based
be?
on my conversation
Oh,
with
do you know what it seems to be though?
I want to hone in
It
on
seems
that,
like
though.
I'm the vessel, yeah?
The vessel.
For you lot to talk and get all of your questions out.
Yeah, 'cause you come
to
as the
anyone.
mouthpiece for them.
Right, now this is what you
You
should
present
do. Right,
yourself
now
as-
listen to what
That's
I'm
right,
gonna
man.
do.
You brought them into the conversation,
Listen
you
to
know.
what I'm going to do. Listen to what I'm going to do.
You brought them. Before
Listen
you
to what
mentioned
I'm
Tommy
gonna
Robinson
do.
support, I
This is
never
what
mentioned
I'm
him, you
gonna
know.
do. This is what I'm going to do.
Go on.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get an ethno-nationalist, a civic nationalist, hopefully you, and hopefully
Bruv, do you
Raven
know what?
or someone.
Bruv, we don't want no
Hopefully you.
randomers, though.
No,
we
no
want
randomers.
Top Guns, fam. If you're
Yeah,
gonna bring
yeah,
people,
yeah,
we
yeah,
wanna
yeah. I
talk
wanna-
to the
Because I'm a
guys.
top boy, I catch top boys.
Yeah.
Where's the top boys? Looking for the top boys in your crew.
Listen, let's have a.
You get me?
Listen, because you.
If you're not a
asked
top
me-
boy, what are you doing?
Listen to me. Listen
Get
to me.
me?
We go from religion, we go to
Get me?
politics, and I always say to you, I'm a layman in these things,
I
innit?
hear you.
So what?
Alright, big up
what I'd
Wiley,
like
yeah,
to do-
because enough man been dissing the thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got that
Big up
L
Wiley,
gas,
yeah. Big up
Stormzy
Wiley.
Bannon, bro.
I'm not gonna dispute that, but I just want to say, yeah,
Wait,
put some respect on Wiley's name in it, yeah. Big up
boy.
Wiley, he's the
Grime,
Godfather,
Grime.
yeah.
Nah, but
Yeah,
nah,
he's the
you know-
Godfather.
Are you
What?
agreeing to
Right,
that?
he's the Godfather.
No.
I know you're a
Okay.
Ghanaian. I know you're a
Nah,
Ghanaian. You gotta support.
you.
You gotta support the thing, yeah.
Nah. Nah,
Right.
it's not even
But
that.
hold on. Big up Stormzy still, you know.
Nah,
But I know,
yeah.
and I'm not down on Stormzy, yeah.
Big up
But-
Wiley, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying, listen,
yeah.
I grew up
No,
with Wiley. My
exactly
sister,
right.
my sister
Speaker's
used to
corner.
show, man, from before, like, so okay,
Yeah.
see me, my time was,
Yeah.
just after Jungle, UKG, going into Grime.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I remember Wiley from Pay As You Go,
Pay As You Go, yeah.
A Major Ace B Live and that.
I hear
Trace
you.
FM,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Heartless.
Commander
you know?
V, fam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah.
CK Flash,
Yeah,
whatever,
all that, man.
right? And I remember Wiley
Also,
first
I had a
started
really good
and then he
point
started
there. You
making.
just took the-
We're coming. Sorry, we're coming. Say, we're coming.
So Wiley,
Yeah.
so
I know
okay.
you lot are
So
good.
so
So I know you look good. No,
We're
wait.
coming. We're coming.
yeah. So Wiley came with the esky.
Yeah.
And who told you that I made garage?
Yeah.
Fam, More fire was around them times.
Yeah.
Nasty
From
crew was
my ends,
around
from
there.
my ends, yeah.
So for a man to say now, Wiley done it. Now Wiley
Right, now
had
listen,
his
listen, listen, you don't take
his
the piss.
lane
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
esky.
yeah.
This is
with
what
the
I'm
SK
going
beats
to
as well,
arrange.
yeah?
No, but
I can
what I'm saying,
interject, I can
I'm not
interject.
even saying that Wiley won the clash, you know.
interject.
What I'm saying,
He's a pioneer, but I'm saying the
And I'm
Godfather
saying-
thing, like
No,
you can
he-
get away with it.
No.
This is what you
Bruv,
call
yeah,
right.
No.
you have to remember.
You have to. I'm
This
from
is
East
what you
London.
call
He got done
You
that.
have to respect Wiley as a Godfather.
Nah.
There were other pioneers. I'm not
Give him
disputing
Give him
that. Yeah.
respect, but it's a bit
Yeah.
washed up now for him to be going for
No!
the like that.
No.
Because listen,
I don't expect what I'm
I'm not gonna lie. See
Yeah.
this clash. This
Yeah.
clash reminded me of
Yeah.
how he got banned by Dirty Dogs, cuz.
Nah.
He got banned by Dirty Dogs on his own beat. And it's part two, cuz.
Now you're talking. See now, when it comes to Grime, Dogs, yeah, is my favorite MC of all times. When it
Dogs
comes to
is
Grime,
bad, Dogs is
right?
bad,
He's a general.
Yeah,
Check,
you
and
changed
check
his
out.
name, yeah.
By the way, check out. Have you heard his Brexit tune?
Nah.
Dogs' Brexit tune is
180
mad.
people
Yeah,
in the
but
chat.
anyway, but my point is that Wiley's not necessarily my favorite MC.
that.
Yeah.
But what I weren't feeling is when the clash started happening,
Yeah.
man, I called him Wiley old, and washed up and put down the mic, and I weren't feeling that.
Nah, because you know why he tried to send for man, because he was relevant. That's the only reason why he sent for man.
I agree.
He's trying to get his points up.
I agree to a certain extent. I think he had other intentions. I think that if you, cause look, the Dugs clash, yeah. Why he sent for Dugs, you know? Why he sent for Dugs? Why he sent for Dugs? Just because he thought it would hurt the scene.
Okay.
No other reason. He thought Dugs is a hot MC. He's lyrically exquisite, and I reckon this would be a good clash for the scene.
Yeah.
That's how Wiley thinks. If the scene needs it,
it was good for me. It was good for the scene.
It was good for the scene.
So you think it was a selfless thing?
I had him on the road.
We'll come back to VVM.
Listen.
No,
listen.
Let's not get twisted.
This is what I'm going to arrange.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a civic nationalist, possibly an ethno nationalist, someone who's not frequent with the park, but someone who's on this thing, innit? Like you lot are on this thing. And possibly
like a baby diaper.
we'll have a cross-platform thing or whatever it is where you can come on and have the debate with somebody instead of coming through me all the time.
No, but that's the point though. I'm not debating you about what they're saying. I'm talking to you about your perspective.
Your approach to them.
Right. It's what I'm saying. And versus your approach to us.
Well, how would you do it?
Because this is what I'm saying. You're dealing with people, you know, that have a whole narrative that is against another community.
Paint their narrative.
No, you know what I'm saying?
They are going to paint their narrative.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about them. I'm talking about you. I'm saying you're talking to people that have a narrative that is against another group of people.
Yeah, true.
Our narrative is not against any group of people.
Yeah.
We're just saying we want black people to support black businesses.
Okay.
And you've got more questioning for us than you do for them.
Right,
that's my point. That's my point.
When I go to my demonstrations, I go to both sides and say nothing. Do you understand? So I'll go to the Tommy Robinson supporters, say nothing, then I will go to Antifa.
I'm talking about in this park. Forget the demonstration for a second, because they're here. Because they're here in this park, innit? I've never seen a video, and somebody correct me if I've missed something. I've never seen a video of Black Van Man interrogating the right wing, civic nationalists, ethno nationalists.
Nah, but let's go further.
I've never seen it.
BVM. Let's go further. Let's go further. When he's interrogated about the things that they do say in the park, he's like, oh, I ain't seen it. I've got to comment later.
I've not seen it. So I want to see that.
And the same way I can see the whole context.
The same way you're interrogating man.
Let me bun Ralph now.
You never come back to me with anything.
Bro, I'm saying there was a time, someone questioned about Ralph.
Something the other day, what he said about Somalia.
Someone questioned you about Ralph, about what he says about black people. And you said, he said to you, do you condemn him? And you said, no, I can't condemn him, I've got to go and see the team.
Yeah.
Since then, when the sun goes down, because listen, listen, that was going to lead to another lyric, you know.
Yeah.
But listen,
we got to come to the conversation. We got to end this one off. Yeah.
But you didn't come back here and say, Raj, you know what, I've looked at that thing and I don't agree. Or you didn't come back to say, Raj, I do agree. It's kind of like, I kind of feel like you hoped people would forget it. But that's not the point. The thing is, you're not taking a conscious
We
step.
first spoke about this months ago, and months later you come back to the same conversation, my G.
No, because we had
on the same thing.
Me and Raven had a clarification of.
But from my understanding, you called out man's name on the channel.
Damn right.
And so Jedi hollered that man to say to come on the thing because you're talking about. This is my point. So I'm saying the same persistence that you've shown on this one initiative, from a group of black people. I want to see the same initiative and the same hard line questioning of these men.
When I go and do
do you
know what? Maybe it's because you feel comfortable with us. Maybe it's because you feel comfortable with the
I'm not sure it's that
you can grill us, but you can't grill them.
When I go to a demonstration, I've been to the Tommy Robinson side and
I'm talking about in the park. You keep saying demonstration. I'm talking about in the park.
Exactly. My demonstration, when I come to the park, I've been invited into something because they say, Black Van Man, what do you think about this? I've been drawn into a conversation.
Nah. You question man about this thing, innit? Right, and today.
I had one bone of contention with what you lot have with your co-unity spend.
But I don't. Yeah, that's the point. Here's the problem. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but I know your bone of contention with us, man. I don't know your bone of contention with them, man.
I haven't got no bone of contention with you apart from what you said in the co-unity spec.
Yeah.
Bone of contention with those.
What's the bone of contention with them, man?
Some of them might be
any
racist.
of their points about
immigration.
Some of them might be, or they are.
No, some of them might be.
I'm going home.
No, alright. Look. Some of them are in it.
I'm going home.
Some of them are, obviously. Some of them are. But I don't like to judge a book by its cover, so I don't like to say.
You don't like to judge a white book by its white cover.
No. I don't like to say. Some of them are racist, and I haven't had any evidence of any racism. So I don't like to say that. I understand that you could look at.
But you think a movement based on race, yeah? It wasn't based
on race. I don't think
it's not based on race.
It's based on patriotism and
What's
heritage.
what
you mean
patriotism?
Patriotism for a white country?
They're literally
For a white country.
They're literally synonymous terms for nation
There's more
and
things
race.
than just skin colour.
Hold on. It's a white country, and they're organising about the fact that it's a white country, but it's not based upon race.
When Chinese
it's based
people
upon patriotism.
Can I be a patriot?
Chinese people have patriotism, do we refer to it as yellow flipping thingy? We need to come away from their patriotism
What is Chinese?
and attribute it
what is Chinese
to
patriotism?
skin colour.
How does
So
Chinese
it's nothing to do with it being
patriotism?
so their movement, nothing to do with it being a white country. Is that what you're saying? It's nothing to do with it being a white country.
What's nothing to do with it?
Their movement is nothing to do with the country being white and
I think
staying
that they
white.
want it to remain.
They want it to remain a white country.
Majority white. I agree
But
with
it's not
that.
about race.
I don't know if it's predominantly. That's what I'm exploring.
Is the country not predominantly white?
That's what I'm exploring.
Wait, you're
He's
exploring.
all for camera.
Wait,
You see this guy here, look at him.
you're exploring the context.
He's well versed.
You're exploring.
I got my camera right here though. Yeah, you got your COE camera there. I got
Is-
my
is-
camera right here.
Is the country not predominantly white?
Hey,
anyway?
come on.
Where's Techman?
What are we saying?
Anyway, let's get back
Is
to
the
Wiley
country
and
not
Dirty Goods, yeah? Let's get back to Wiley and Dirty Goods. Listen, right? Nah. One sec, right, man. We'll come back to you, yeah? My point is this, yeah? I feel like, because, you see, the reason why I was glad when Wiley done the first send, yeah, is because I feel like that clash was better on Rhythm than it was on Twitter. Because Wiley's Twitter antics are mad to me.
Okay.
Like, and it don't, a lot of other stuff that he said don't make no sense. Some of the things that he says do make sense, yeah? But I feel like he's never gonna win on Twitter. You get me? Stormzy's generation is just more adept to
okay, yeah. I heard that.
You see what I'm
Carl was saying, it's like little kids that don't understand.
Right. And I'm saying, for me, Wiley's place is in the music, innit? Right? So I'm saying, that's why I thought it was good, yeah? I'm not saying Wiley won the thing, but I think he did enough to stop for people to be saying that man's washed up and that, and man needs to put down the mic. I think that's exaggerating, fam.
When I say put down the... No,
that's exaggerating,
You heard
fam.
Skengman 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Skengman 3 was kind of like, he would have been better off without making that track.
So what you doing remembering all of this music anyway?
I know, it's a music around.
I don't chuck it, man. Listen. So, bro, I'm saying...
Yeah.
But I'm flipping...
Yeah.
I know, because Wiley sent for someone, or he was on the Twitter chatting rubbish about someone.
Yeah.
A few months, it might have all been Krypton Conan or whatever. But I know, generally speaking, he chats about people that are in the limelight, and I'm not too sure his intention. I'm not too sure his intention is pure like that for the scene. I think it's to make himself relevant. Now, Wiley is the Godfather. He's always been in the scene.
He's always relevant.
You can't take him out of the scene.
He's always relevant.
He's never been in pole position. Like
but he will tell you that himself. Look, check his interview on NFTR, not for the radio, yeah, with what am I name again? Posty and
Poet.
Yeah, right? What's it called? What's it called? Posty and Viz, yeah? And I'm saying, like, he's not, like, when you ask him, like, who's got the Grime classics, yeah, man will tell you that this has got the thing, and people bring Kano into it, and he said, no, fam,
with the PP5
right?
+2.
Yeah, like, and he'll tell you that there's one Bible, fam. If you are, when they asked him who won the clash between him and Goods, he said Goods won the clash.
Oh, good. He buried him,
right?
Some boy just get buried.
Buried, right? Buried. Like a bowcat boy, yeah? What's it called, right? But they asked him who won the clash between him and Kano, and he said Kano.
Yeah.
Wiley knows what his contribution is. His contribution is not a classic album. His contribution, he's never been the hottest artist. They've even had debates about whether when he released the Rolex tune, whether it nearly killed the Grime scene, right? But right, no, seriously, yeah, that's the debate, right? But you see, when it comes to the scene, you see from a long time ago, Wiley understood. Huh? integral,
Yes, yes.
right? And the difference between Wiley and
Can't take that away
Mustang,
from him,
right?
still.
Wiley understood the sensibility of the scene from a long time. Yeah, like you could watch footage from Wiley a long time ago talking about how one man don't make a scene.
That's what
The
I'm saying.
sound of Grime,
Take the time out
yeah,
to
like
comment, subscribe.
that's Wiley, bro. And
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Even the term grime, I don't even like the term grime.
I agree with you.
For
I
me,
agree with you.
It's garage, innit?
Yeah,
It's always been garage.
I don't know if it's not garage. It's more different for garage. When people first started calling it grime, I weren't feeling it.
Yeah,
I weren't feeling it. Yeah.
But obviously, for me, them times that I stopped listening to music, innit?
Yeah,
So a lot of the
yeah.
grime scene is kind of blurry for me.
But
But
Don't you think Wiley?
I'm saying people like Lethal.
He's got a lot of British culture though. He's culturally.
From Leighton E10, we got Leighton E10.
Wiley.
Lethal Busy on the Move Fire crew. Yeah.
Don't you think Wiley?
Bruv, Jammer.
exhibits-
Yeah.
Obviously, Skepta was a DJ back then,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
now the
yeah,
kids,
yeah,
them
yeah.
know CJ.
Yeah.
But Skepta never used to speak.
Yeah.
Escobar, bro.
Yeah.
Esco.
Yeah.
Flipping Rough Squad.
Yeah.
I was saying these are
The entire boys in the hood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sharky Major.
God's gift.
Right?
Why
That-
you ignoring
I have to
me?
say, first of all, I have to say, yeah, you see Sharky Major.
Major's the
You see Sharky Major. Like, after.
count?
D double when footsie.
Right, right. You see, but the reason why, because you see Sharky Major, because he was like one of my favorite MCs. Right, is that what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Because Sharky Major was a lyricist. Like his patterns and his flow was complex before. When everyone was simple, Sharky Major, fam. Even Kano said it. Man, like, what's it called? Who put metaphors in his gram thing?
Yeah.
Man like Sharky and I did. Yeah, fam. Sharky, because Sharky was before
Sharky was
Kano,
on
you know.
point. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
a bad man.
Damn.
People forget Sharky Major. People forget what Sharky Major was about. I want an intelligent girl. Girl that can rock my world. Hey,
Nah, trust me, man. But it's deep though.
a female with brains as well as looks. A buff teen that likes to read books and books. And hates when I mix with the crooks. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready for them.
Hey, those are the hate. That's the hate.
You're not ready for them bars.
I'm saying.
Hey, fam.
You man had what's up though? Is it Roxy around your bits there?
Yeah.
Or Troxy or
Yeah,
whatever.
Troxy.
You lot, I'm wrapping up.
Get me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Nice
fam.
talking to you.
But yeah,
I
2
always
months from
think
East
that we
London.
get a little bit further when I speak to you. A little bit
Nah,
further.
you never convinced me to love Tommy Robinson as
Listen,
important.
it's not about Tommy Robinson, it's about knowing what's
Nah,
going on in
we're
this country
we're
and
we're
the
scratching.
temperament of the country.
We're scratching
I feel
away. We're
like it's
scratching away. We'll
important to
soon
find
get
out the
there, bro.
temperament
I'm
of
not
the country.
interested.
Big up
The
Rat
white
Raven,
people them that
Big
are
up
your
my brother
audience
over here,
are
you don't
gonna
know the
respect man
Yamsey,
on my
you don't know
terms.
it's always respect love,
Get me? That's
big
it. They're gonna respect man on my terms. That's it.
COE,
Yes,
don't
I'm
know, always love.
So I'll go. I'm doing the CoE spin thing as well.
Always
So
love.
jump in.
But yeah, I don't hate on man that say that Stormzy won the clash though.
Nah,
I
yeah,
think-
yeah.
And,
Nah,
and Stormzy is who he is. Look, Wiley even said, fam, he was he's the chosen one. Yeah, Wiley said that himself. Yeah, he's the chosen one.
But I have to say, bro, I don't even think Stormzy's
get
that
these
great.
debates going.
But
He's
I
a
feel
good
like,
artist.
nah, he's
Yeah.
good. But I'm saying,
Get
even
some
when I think of grime
ethno-nationalists
artists,
on.
yeah, obviously he's in pole
Get
position
some-
now
now,
because of his
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But
Civic nationalist.
can't dance with the great stars.
I think Stormzy
He's
asked
there.
for it.
He's
Yeah,
there.
he's
He's
I
there.
think
But
Stormzy asked for it with the title of his album.
Oh, heavy as the head.
oh yeah.
Yes and no, yes and no. Because what? But I hear you. But Wiley has never been the king. He's never been the king. Yeah. What's it called? Dizzy Rascal's been the king.
Dizzy.
Kano's been the king. Gets has been the king.
Uncle Chase, Dizzy.
Wiley has never been the king. Wiley's always been the godfather. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Dizzy, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard Dizzy, I thought Dizzy was gonna be the one. But I feel like maybe at his time,
He was the one at his time.
the scene weren't as forward. It weren't in the place it needed to be.
While
But
he was
bro,
older, he
lyrically, I'm talking about Deja Vu, bro.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
yeah,
92.3?
yeah.
Listen.
One oh one
Hey,
Corrupt
listen,
FM.
Hey,
You get me? Hey, fam.
Him and Crazy Titch, fam. Man, I'm not a muck, fam. You know what I'm saying?
If you were on the roof, fam. I was having this debate. I got 4 brothers, yeah.
That's my first
So-
exposure to Grime.
Yeah, like, and then my 2 younger brothers here were like, they were a bit offended because my second brother was basically, they thought like he was boying them because.
Because they were old enough.
No, yeah, to understand certain things in it, and because we was having certain debates in it. So the talk now is basically, if you were on the roof, if you know about the roof, yeah. Like,
You don't know.
you're not
You're not
ready,
old enough to chat. Like, you don't ever say. You don't
yeah,
ever
like, you know. You get me?
Damn.
But this is my thing, right? But my only point is that when it comes to like, I feel we don't want to do a generation thing where, because look, whatever you're gonna say about Wiley, yeah, he's definitely not beyond the ability to put good rhymes and rhythm together.
No, not at all, bro.
Right? Just what I'm saying, like he's not like
I would just like him to do his own thing.
I agree.
Like, set his own lane rather than doing the clashing thing.
I agree. But here's what I predict. No, I wouldn't say that, because Wiley not doing the clashing thing is just not Wiley. Like, he's gonna do that, yeah? He's gonna do that, yeah? And I feel like some of the things that he said, because I did a whole video about the mum disses. I weren't feeling the mum disses on either side of the thing, yeah? But and I feel like some of the ways that he goes on it diminishes himself, innit, yeah? But that's Wiley, innit?
Oh, come on, though.
Yeah, that's Wiley, innit?
Man knocked on the door, bro. Next day it was Terminal 4, and I
heard
the aeroplane sound, and I was like, no, that's violation.
Yeah, it done it, finish, right? But my thing is that, like, I don't like the generation thing in the sense of the fact that the hot guy now should be the hot guy now, and the older should respect the youngers. But we don't have to have a generation gap in it, because I feel like there's a power in continuity.
There's a reason though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's because of the way the scene was back then, where it was an underground thing.
Yeah.
Like you set up in a dance or whatever.
Yeah.
Man get paid maybe like $3 bills or whatever, and that's you till the next month. And that's I'm saying. That's what that JME was saying. Yeah, man was getting three-figure deals and that. Like you weren't gonna. Whereas now, off of the back of the 140 BPM, man's actually making a living.
But nobody can hate, like, what everybody knows, yeah? Because look, Dizzy was the first, didn't it? Yeah, to break through.
Yeah, Boy in the Corner, that album was the one.
Then I'd say Kano was the second, but then Kano was doing stuff with other man like the Skinner Brother, it got taken to right. Yeah. And then like a lot of stuff went pop, for a hot minute, and then it was that I'd say Chip, Skepta, that kind of brought the thing. You know what I'm saying, back on the levels, although all of them have done their, right? What's it called? Although all of them have done their thing, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Now, my thing is this. I feel like in a decade's time, yeah, Stormzy is gonna appreciate, because look, while he said it in the clash, you know, yeah, you ain't had a real clash yet. It's your first one. I'm a dad and I'm Merc. That's how I teach, son. Yeah? And I'm saying, I feel like when it's all said and done, everybody's going to look at his clash as the Godfather schooling the chosen one. They're schooling him. Because to me, neither of them are negatively impacted by this thing. Stormzy has the best stripes that he could ask for in terms of not chart success, but just the culture. Like, you're going against the Godfather and you win. What more? There's not many other people that can give you those kind of stripes. Even people that might be better MCs than Wiley, but beating Wiley is a different thing. Just what I'm saying. You get me? Like, there's P Money, there's Chip, there's other men that are bars out here.
And not every lyricist can clash like that as well. Cause there's man that are like, I don't know of D Double to have ever been in a clash
like that. Like
but
that.
D Double was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, because
D Double hasn't been making noise, bro.
Dot Rotten. I feel sorry for Dot Rotten. Dot Rotten, my brother. I feel sorry for you. You know why? Because Dot Rotten released about 10 diss tracks at the end of last year, right? Right? Seriously. And then Wiley sent for Stormzy, and nobody's been talking about Dot Rotten since. It's unfortunate.
But Cadell tried to send something as well. People are trying to.
To Stormzy.
Yeah. But bruv, that's like. Fallback cuss, you know, like you're in the
I heard that. But it wasn't really. It was because that thing seems a bit more like it could get personal still. So yeah, that's what.
It was crazy.
Yeah. It was a lot of stuff there.
What am I saying? Man's gonna have to bring back flipping Risky Roads and all of them.
Jeez. Well, what's running it now is this thing called Grime Originals. Shaka
My sister.
Grime Originals. You get me? But I ain't been to Grime Originals yet.
It's a good start to the year.
I'm after
music.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's one thing I definitely say. It was a good start to the year, just to see everybody.
Everyone's talking about J Huss album. I listened to J Huss album yet.
Come on, I was banging that today, man.
J-Huss
It's
album.
London all day.
Apparently, it's very good, and it shows on some development in himself as a human being. J Huss. I listened to it yet.
Yeah.
But he's a beast, though, bro.
Nah, he's the first thing that made me know about him was his fire in the booth, cuz.
Okay, yeah. Nah, real passion, fam. And J Huss has got a talent for making greasy tunes that you wanna whine to. Like I've never for real, like he's got a vibe.
That's why I got a full wax.
I know you can't say that still. I know you can't say that. No, but I'm saying, and I'm not saying that whine to J Huss here. I'm not saying I'll do it. I'm just saying though, like it's why he's got tunes that are bubbly. Like, but when you listen to the tune, the rhythm is a wind-up tune, but the lyrics are greasy.
Yeah.
At the same time, his reality lyrics here, like when he came out of jail and he did the Daily Duppy.
They're real, yeah.
It's about 10 minutes to remember. It was mad, like the guy. He's a beast, bro.
Nah,
he's fully a beast.
Yeah.
Get me? So yeah, man, am I rating his album? So I'm gonna listen to
about
it.
what happened recently with remember when he made the statement about the LGBT?
I haven't looked into it properly.
So
yeah,
he said a couple,
I saw.
They tried to bury him under that.
Said a couple things online, and then of course MNEK, your Ghanaian brother.
Who?
Your Ghanaian brother.
That sounds like a Nigerian.
Sounds like a Nigerian name.
MNEK.
A Yoruba name, sorry, Yoruba name.
Don't try to put that on us, cuz you are free from that.
But yeah, he came at him, and then he retracted, and I kind of thought that like him retracting was the label basically telling him.
Yeah, the label.
Bro, you've got an album coming out.
It's definitely label dynamics. Definitely label dynamics.
But that's what I'm saying now. A man have to say, yeah, if you was born a woman, that you are a woman, whether you want to attach all kind of nonsense to you, that's going to make you lose like this thing. And I come up on Backchat the other day as well, like you are trying to force me to call you a Don when you were born XX, fam. Don't tell me about gender fluidity and all of that nonsense, bro. But I'm not even gonna. That's the next thing anyway.
It's an industry thing, innit? But I feel like he would get.
I think it's a population control thing.
There's that to it. But yeah, I was talking about.
You were talking about his thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fam.
Hey, yo, content. I remember you was chatting to Russ about the music when a man are talking about juking the next man's girl and all of them things there.
Detrimental propaganda.
Yeah. So obviously, clearly, you listen to music, innit? Do you listen to any dancehall and bashment?
I do. Nowadays I don't, you know.
Don't. 'Cause I was gonna say.
I don't abstain.
Yeah.
It's just.
You know what it is, fam. I came across. You know what is mad? I came across a tune the other day. Idonia, 100 Stab.
Oh yeah.
And I was.
Banger still. When I used to listen to it, ain't gonna fret. Man can listen to that. This.
Where you say
He's a lyricist again.
Yeah.
Where you say you've been. You know what? This is the thing though, because I know, like, you see, Idonia, yeah. Idonia is, you see, like among hardcore dancehall artists, Idonia is very loved, like as an artist, yeah, and especially among like Oman, yeah.
Yeah.
Like. Fam, you ever come across Oman that love Idonia? Idonia ain't got nothing to tell Oman apart from toes and stab, you know, and juke up and what, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying, that might, yeah, right? Yeah, all that kind of thing there, right? And a lot of people think that he's even better than Cartel as an artist. Some people, right? For people that are deep in it, right?
Yeah.
Now, my thing is that when it comes to dancehall, yeah, dancehall's gonna have to go through an evolution whereby it can maximize. It learns from reggae, innit? In terms of maximizing the extent of its subject matter. Because what happens is, when a dancehall artist wants to say something positive, they just go into reggae music to say something positive. And I don't like it sometimes. I'm thinking, well, why can't you say something positive just in dancehall?
That's a combined kilo. It's hard though, fam.
But-
He used to do that, fam.
Yeah. Yeah, like.
On dance or rhythm, but
Spragger Benz had a couple. He had that thing with my man Kevin Little as well. Still.
Yeah. But Swagger Benz turned Rasta and then he did his thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think it's happening now because more like Popcorn is doing certain things now. whereby they basically man them are broadening the subject matter and realizing that they can use the music to address more issues and more wholesome. Wait about dancehall. When I'm talking about take that, I'll call you. Yeah, I'll call you. All right.
I said E17, you know. But
we got the wolf for so gang. But but I take your question though, because
I was gonna say, obviously the trap thing, it's got detrimental things in it. But obviously, but dancehall and reggae, dancehall, management's been around
for a long time.
For a while.
And that's what I always tell people, fam. Like we grew up, we can't front like we never grew up listening to gun lyrics, bro. You get me?
But that's what I'm saying though. Is it just a reflection of the reality, or is it contributing to the fuckery, or is it both?
It's both. It's both. The music that we listen to definitely has an impact upon our mentality, and we often.
It's standard for the DJs them to have all 20-year-old youths and all them things from bare different baby mothers.
Yeah. Standard.
Yeah, that's
standard. Like it's so standard that when man hear that Shabba Ranks has 2 children for the same ummah, people are surprised.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's mad though. I was saying, but listen, you see when I listen to tracks before, when I listen to tracks now, I never had like certain tunes, like for example, again, I don't know, like if I'm riding, whatever, yeah. Them tunes there just make man feel bossy, like that.
Yeah.
But I never ever felt, not gonna lie, fam, till this day, 2 guns up, the locks, gases, man. But again, I've never gone to the point where I feel like, I'm actually gonna shoot.
I hear you. No, but I'm saying that it's not that. If you're not on that, then it's not gonna push that in it. But I'm saying that I feel like people. It's not that the music causes it. It's the fact that people will seek music that reinforces the mentality that they're in.
Right.
So the mentality is reinforced by the music, so the music has an impact.
Okay.
Yeah, just what I'm saying.
So it's like an amplifier of what's already there.
Right. It's there because it's in the environment.
You know I say will influence it as well. Because especially if a man's really not active in the road and all them things. But he listens to the music.
Yeah.
And he knows a couple of men who's on the road and all
Yeah.
His interpretation into what them man are doing is coming through the music. So when he's seeing them now, he's got all of this music in his head as a reference to this
how
to deal with it.
Peak if I'm around. And then the self-fulfilling prophecy thing. When you start to look at people a certain way, start dealing with them a certain way. And then they respond.
No, we can't say it don't have no impact in it. We can't say it don't have no impact. It's just about charting what exactly the impact is. And I don't want to say like that's why I'm slow to condemn the youth them on like in the drill team, because like I remember me trying to listen to music that reinforces my mentality and having to knowing that I'm listening to stuff that my brothers ain't listening to, because I want to listen to music, like especially when it came to women, I wanted to listen to music that weren't just reinforcing, you get me? One flick, pump dick, my girl come skin out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I want it, because I didn't want that to be my dominant, the dominant things that I'm contemplating on, as far as women are concerned. This what I'm saying? But man had to have the consciousness to actively do that. Most of us are, when it comes to music, are consumers, bro. We're not actively seeking out
to change the thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or not even to change. Like we're not actively seeking artists. We're listening to the
what's been put to us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The dominant artists in whatever area that we're living in right about now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like,
but I think with the age of YouTube now and the way
it's easier. It don't mean that audiences are different in terms of how they interact with music, though, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to find artists. It's easier if you want to search out artists to do that right now. But I don't know, man.
But the drill thing is a matters, though.
It's a matters, 100%. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, bro. What it shows to me is some of these youths on the road actually they feel like it's okay to live their lives with impunity, bro. Like no one can't question them, bro.
At the same time, bro, there's also a market for it, to the point that I've spoken to youth them, and they got a passion for music and writing, but they don't know what they're gonna say because they haven't been through enough crud. So their perception is, in order to be a successful artist, I've got to have been through the depth of this role thing. Yeah, you just what I'm saying. Like, and I'm like, but why do you think that? Right, because everybody in their environment who's successful in music
is chatting
is
about that.
right?
Yeah. So that's how I often like. If you was to say to me, right, go and make a drill tune, I wouldn't know where to start. Cause I've never sold drugs a day in my life. That's how I feel. Like maybe I could write something. I could lie. I could follow someone. But it does give you the vibe. If you're up and coming, you're a young youth, you're 14, 15, all your friends.
Yeah.
Some of them are selling drugs. Some of them are moving crud.
Yeah.
You feel raw. Do you know what? In order to be authentic, I need to walk them steps.
Yeah.
And then you get yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned about the fact that the market, the actual people, the buying power, is coming not from our black kids. Yeah.
No.
It's coming from people from a community that are not really affected by the perils of what man's
talking about. Yeah. That's what always happens. Yeah. So, except for, I think with drill it's a little bit different, because I was doing youth work here, like this before drill was a thing. Maybe like in the trap era, where a lot of this stuff was coming from, where like people were getting hundreds of thousands of views online because this estate is beefing that estate, but they're doing tunes for each other. This was before it even reached police. Yeah, but I'm working with these young people who live on these estates. Yeah, and they're showing me, so and so is beefing with so and so over there, and they've done a tune, and they're talking about real life situations, and these are getting hundreds of thousands of views just based upon the people that live in the ends, right? This is what I'm saying, But then somehow that's gone into a thing whereby man them are selling out big venues. That's where what you're saying comes into the thing, innit? So I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, man. I listen to it because I think it's important to know what going on in the community, innit? One way or another. Either everything that they're saying is real, or half of it's real and the other half is embellishment, but it still reflects the mentality.
Yeah, that is what it is. There's always going to be a level of embellishment in it. I feel like I think like Grime was like that as well. Like back in the day. That man chat about all sorts of guns. Man's never seen the gun in his life.
Of course.
But there was a bulk of it that was actually real stuff that was going on in the end.
Definitely.
But I just...
It's always going to be that. It's always going to be that. And the reality is, because what we know that you can... There's different worlds even in the same community. Yeah? So we know you can live in the ends, but if you're not a part of a certain thing, you're not privy to what go on a certain level.
I had to say that to a brother the other day when I just am bopping in Brixton.
Yeah.
And I seen a youth. He might have been maybe 5-6 years younger than me. He might all have been my age. But one thing that it struck me, and it was like, it's weird because nothing majorly crazy was happening. But I just deeped that he bust the corner. He looked at me nervously. Yeah. Put his hand in his pockets and he walked and he bust the corner.
Different world, bro.
And I'm saying Brixton's kind of gentrified now, so there's all sorts of people. But I had to recognise, my youth might have identified ops. Yeah. And in the middle of a busy Brixton street where man are all going to work and clueless, this brother is trying to fend for his life. So something might actually occur all in front of you, but if you're not privy to the it's like an underworld, bruv. There's an underbelly in the community where you could all live in that community 10 years, 15 years, and you wouldn't know all these things.
Certain thing, and the same thing goes for like so you got the shotters them, and then you got the people that are taking it. You see the people that are taking it, they live in a different world, fam. Yeah. Like the people that are strung out on drugs, they live in a different world to the rest of us. Yeah, we might see them, like when you go Brixton at night, they still come out, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. Like, that's what we see. But they're about every day, bro. Like, there's a world in which they operate in it. And I'm saying that, say again? That they're operating. So I'm saying that in a sense, we should look at the music as lessons in it, into at least
like an insight.
At least into the mentality of what's going on in our community that we may not be paying attention to every day because we're on a 9-to-5 thing. Well, I'm not on a 9-to-5 thing, but you get me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what man them are on in it, right? You know what I'm saying? Man are coming speakers corner, we're having debates and that and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get me? And you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that that's how we should look at it. and because that's the only way we're going to have an impact upon it. That's what I'm saying. The reality is, it's difficult to change mindsets, isn't it? So even if everything that they're saying is false, it still reflects a mentality that needs to be addressed. You see what I'm saying? Like, why is this the main way that we see to be successful artists in terms of projecting violence towards each other? There's something even wrong with that. Before we get to whether it's real or not, just the idea of what I need to project is that aggression towards the people them that are in my environment. There's something to be said for that alone. You see what I'm saying? So
I think we just glamorise Joanna, so that's the reason why.
But there was an American white brother who did a TED talk about the Wagwan for radio and how they do it. And maybe as a community, we just have to stand behind these youths and tell them either it's a thing of we provide an alternative for them, or we tell them, look, if there's no more content, then these people don't make no money. So if it's crud content, if they're saying to you, raw, or if you're saying to them, you're not gonna get no crud content, you might get a little bit of crud in the form of storytelling, but we're gonna actually give you substance, or you're not gonna get nothing. If the community is strong enough to do that, which I'm sure a lot of these young youths probably are not, because they're getting lots of stuff that their lifestyle will not be able to. So I'm saying, but if they were to all just band together and say, right, you know, we're not talking about none of this stupidness.
It'd be a powerful day, but we got to empower them to do that. It's something other than, you know what I'm saying, the things that they think about now. Like, one thing I've done, it's a small thing, but because I'm a poet, I've done creative writing workshops in schools and colleges and I haven't done it for a while, a long time, but I've done it before. And you go into a school and a college, and sometimes I was doing this from young, so I've got into environments whereby the people I'm dealing with are actually not even that much younger than man. Yeah. But maybe I'm in my 20s and they're teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a thing where, like, you go into a school and there's a million MCs in the school, and all of them are saying the same thing. So I'll come in this Black History Month. I'm doing a creative writing workshop. And my job is to get them to write. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I'm saying? No, but I don't need to teach them to write. They're talented already. So my job now is just to try and channel what they're writing about. The same talent that you're using to chat about this, do a poem about, whatever about this now, innit? Like, just do that, innit? And sometimes they surprise themselves in the sense of the fact that I've delivered a presentation on ancient Ghana or wherever it is, right? And they're contemplating that now, and or I've done a piece, that is talking about road, but in a different way than they've talked about road. You see what I'm saying? And they're contemplating like that now, and I've asked them now to write something and perform it, And I've seen on small levels just how doing that has some small impact. Now imagine if we were doing that on a bigger scale, innit? Like, just giving people different things to think about and write about. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people go to, like, general creative writing workshop, they say, alright, they put an apple on this, write about the apple, innit? And sometimes poets who have been doing this thing, they bar, like, hard, find it difficult to write about an apple because they've never considered, like,
there's a poet in nature.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that happens to all artists. If you're not thinking a certain way and you're presented with something and you're asked to challenge your creativity through it, it might be a challenge for you. But the challenge is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's that. You get me? It's presenting something different to meditate upon, and then we're gonna see that through the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually it will naturally evolve through the music. Rather than condemning the music, give them something different. You get me? To meditate on. But
it's true though. I think that's where the thing, the consideration of, like, they're talking about what their reality is comes in. Like I said, the Apple thing is not the first thing that comes to you, you never considered that. But if you're seeing crud 24/7, or people are doing crud, or people are advocating for you to do that,
or just talking about crud, so you're not involved in it, but that's the talk on the ends right now.
Bruv, even watching the movies, all flipping Marvel movies and all of that. You see, man, you know, like I said before, like, you don't deep it, but Hulk is smashing people and actually killing things. Like, there's actually aliens killing man, there's slaughter and murder and all of that. But under the guise of Marvel, you know,
it's all good.
But man, it's. Maybe the youths need to travel. Maybe it's a thing of education. Like, is there an issue with the teenagers or the youth, and I say specifically within the black community because I think they're more adversely affected, yeah? Is there an issue with the way they dealt with in the schools, yeah, that sort of makes them more vulnerable or prone to falling into this lifestyle? Or is it just a lazy thing of I want crepes or I want clothes or
What do you mean?
I feel like they haven't found themselves really, innit? Like,
There's that. And then there is such thing as a school to prison pipeline. Basically, like if you're excluded from school, you're a certain amount of times more likely to enter the criminal justice.
So then that's the thing now. Are black youths being expelled at mad rates?
Yeah. There's been like that for time, innit? You know what I'm saying? There is that. There is that element to it. But even without because school is a socializing thing. Yeah. Even if you're not expelled, but you're what's the word?
What, excluded?
Yeah.
Not involved. Though.
Yeah, but yeah. So like you're isolated.
Oh yeah.
From the school environment.
What about the schools when they sent troubled kids out, like Unit or Peru?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So if you're basically yes. So if you're made a social outcast from early, you're more likely to go down that road.
So the question begs is like, why is it that a lot of these youths are because I understand like unit and that's for kids that have got like bad behaviour and stuff. So is it that?
I feel like you can do rehabilitation as well, innit? But I feel like they just gave up on you, so just leave you there.
But is it a thing of they've given up, or is it a thing that these youths actually have serious problems where the level of disruption they're causing is actually detrimental to themselves and to the classes at large?
So
it depends on the student.
It depends.
On the individual itself, innit?
Yeah, but I feel like it's a bit of both because it's the circumstances that create the behaviour in general.
Right.
But then the services are not tailored towards rehabilitation. What the brother's saying. See, is what I'm saying.
So what I don't want to do, is get into like a loop of hopelessness,
Yeah.
Kind of when I look at it like that, I kind of see it like, okay.
No, I hate
you're already disadvantaged, single parent home, whatever. The mum's got to work all mad hours, or pops even sometimes two parent home. They can't really cater to the kid. The kid's on the outs of society or whatever at school.
Yep.
He's not doing well.
Yep.
It's like from the get go, you've been set up for failure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there a way to break out of that loop?
I know people that have like preventative services that are trying to have a greater impact working through like local authorities or the probation system, pupil referral units. Oftentimes local authorities or government agencies don't pick up what they're doing to fund it more, and that's the issue. There's a lot of grassroots people doing stuff on you know what I'm saying, like doing stuff on the on the ground. That is not always having the impact that it should, because people, the society tends to invest in prison more than it does preventative.
Measures. Yeah.
Just what I'm saying, and that's the reality. You know what I'm saying? So if we're spending more money on prison, we can more or less guarantee that more people are going to go to prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah, that's mad though, as well. And the fact that's quite worrying as well, the rehabilitation part. Cause I know certain parts in Scandinavia and that, yeah. Part of the sentencing and that is to make sure a man can come out and become a productive member of society.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is that even a certain culture in prisons, where like a man will, like the wardens will know that a man's got a nank or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll know that man's smuggling in weed and cocaine and all these things, Whereas they're supposed to be, for me, maybe I'm wrong in my view, as a warden, you're supposed to be making sure that the people under your care, that you have a duty of care for these people. No matter, I know it might sound nuts, but the whole thing is, unless we're gonna kill a man, and just say, right, that's his punishment, and be done with him. Him being in jail is not supposed to be torture.
Yeah, definitely.
It's supposed to be a recompense for the crime that he's done, and then he's supposed to go through that sentence, come out, and then be like, rah, I learned from my thing.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, rather than coming back out and then being like, I've got to reoffend. Otherwise, what is the point? We are just spending taxpayers' money to make people go through some 10 years of that caging animals in with each other and then letting them out on the wild and thinking that they somehow gonna tame themselves.
That's another problem with prison. Like, if you go through your time of the years that you had to spend in prison, but it's like a long period of time for you to be labelled as a social outcast. So I feel like we need
when you come out.
well.
The society's not built for that.
As being as like a menace to society.
Yeah.
Without them not
That's the
giving you
thing.
a chance.
So you might have. So I'm saying. So even after you've done the time,
People won't look at you, they'll
it's
look
going to
at
be
you
hard
as
for you
human.
to even get yourself back into community. But you
Get
know
a
what?
job as well.
That's poignant. One thing I will mention, and I say this because I've got a family member who's been in jail for almost 14 years now.
Jeez.
And I had some recent interactions with him. And it's weird because I'm trying to read him, yeah? And the only thing I can surmise is that I've been living my life for all the 14 years. I've gone to school, I've got work, I've got married, I've had a little daughter. But his life's been on pause. He's literally been in that room,
That is very real.
for however many years, yeah? I'm not saying it's necessarily that he hasn't moved on or he hasn't got smarter, but the interactions and the life experience that I've had, he
hasn't had it,
So he all went in when he's 18. I'm pretty much seeing him, still like I'm seeing a 32-year-old man
that's still there.
but he's still 18.
No, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I've got family inside as well, but not that long at this stage. You know what I'm saying? But I know of people as well, like who I got a sister who like told me the story about a Regin who come out after, was it 18 years or something like that? And like me and my crew was deep in it afterwards. Like I'm saying, like fam, like my man missed So Solid. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like mama missed. Get me? Mama missed. You know what I'm saying? Dub plate drama. Like you know what I'm saying? He missed. Like you don't know nothing about. Mama missed the advent of mobile phones in school. Like mama don't know nothing about the 3210. This what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that shape.
That's deep.
This what I'm saying? Like
18 years is a whole
long time.
It's a
long time, bruv. Like you know what I'm saying? Like to be inside and to not be experiencing the world. Like there's a whole heap of things that you have to come to terms with.
What about people who are on something called IPP sign?
Oh yeah, the indefinite, the Queen, like they're being held indefinitely, IPP. I know about it. That's on there. Basically, they only come out when you get pardoned or whatever. It says, but it is. I think technically, it may be not. I don't know if I can even say it's illegal, but it's kind of a thing of you're not supposed to be eternally imprisoned. Yeah, but they're saying the IPP thing is kind of like, well, we haven't.
To society.
Yeah, like you know, when we deem that you're okay to go out, but more time we don't even know if there's a committee to review the thing to see if.
Yeah, man.
But if it was me, I can link the two together, innit? Because I feel like the solution way for the kids to stop doing what they're doing is that you have adults who live, elders who live a certain lifestyle who tap in new leaf, and they can shed some light into that.
There's people doing that still.
Places in America call me crazy. Have you watched Beyond Scared Straight? You know about Beyond Scared?
I know about it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if we could do something over here, then probably the crime rate, the knife crime, and everything.
I did hear a story though.
Beyond Scared Straight.
It's not when they put them in the prison.
Yeah, they give them a taste of prison, innit? But it's full of actors, isn't it? But I feel like.
Is it full of actors?
No, I feel like it's full of actors.
Yeah.
It does scare
For
the
some
shit
people, it works, innit? But not everyone, though. You see some youths.
But that's the thing. You gotta live in this. You gotta have this sort of mentality. You might sound a bit cool, but there's some people that can't be saved.
Yeah.
Like, they're so deep in that you can't do anything about it. But the kids who want to make a change, we can do something.
Right now. No, you're right. So you can't save everyone, bro.
Yeah, you can't save everyone, but it's a reality that we need to face, isn't it?
Is it late? What's the time, brother?
It's 8:15.
Oof.
So yeah, man, the dock.
Yeah. Ayo, content. I think we're gonna wrap it up here still.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, fam.
Is it getting cold, yeah?
Freezing, getting cold.
So outside near the lake, innit?
What's that?
Is that we're near the lake, innit?
Oh
lake is
yeah,
over
yeah.
there,
So all the
Oh, yeah, me. Yeah, when you go out,
Yeah.
ContentCOE everything from your humanity. man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen. COE. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky TV. I just listen to COE. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky Man. Man, just listen to COE. Man, just listen to COE. Man, just listen to COE. If you see me in COE, put it over everything. COE.
Man, not even know BBC. Man, not even know ITV. Not even listen to the MUM. They just listen to COE. Sorry about me, I'm lying. But listen to your box, listen to your box.
And it is something that has affected us as an ummah, and it should, we can't tolerate it, and such action shouldn't repeat itself.